welcome, everybody. This is the PCL. I'm your host, Invasion Bing, here with Nick 80 Proof, and we're dropping in on PCL Championship Series 9, Round 2, A versus B. Nick, I'm excited about being here. I think this might be the most stacked grouping of round number 2, and I'm excited to see what it's about, man. How are you doing today? What are your thoughts? You've been watching and keeping up with everything. What are you thinking about today?
Oh man, I love this squad. A versus B. You got all the heavy hitters in here, so there's not really any like schlubs that are here. I mean, you got Winner's Circle, you got GT, Shalata Gang's in here, AE, Berserker, CK, IR, Invasion. I mean, so you have absolute top quality players. Looks like LQ's down one, but they're taking that split west of farm that Main Gaming likes to play. But let's see what they could do with 3 players. But even these other ones, you know, you got Sigma Esports, Rico's Roughnecks, some of these other teams, they're no schlubs. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to see if RR can do something big. That's one of my teams to watch. Also, Berserkers, I want to see what they could do. They've got Lullaby playing. I know he used to be heavy in the comp scene. He hasn't had a whole lot of play in a while. So it looks like they are close and around SE. Who I also think is running a 3-man as well, and it looks like CK has good control of Yaz. So yeah, I'm excited to see what these teams can do. Obviously CK's had some of their struggles, so I'm hoping Soup can pull it together, and I'm very confident they can. Looks like Next Threat and SG are landing on Raz together, so that might be the first action that we get as well.
So CK has been having a heck of a game. Like, I've been watching them play over the course of the week, and Superman was able to bounce back and have some very, very, very good gameplay this week. But he seems to be the only person who's hitting on all cylinders. They're going to need everybody to come together in order for them to start making some pushes here. Remember, top 8 move on to the next week. We are going to see a knock already. That's going to be Laser getting the first knock on D, and D getting taken down. We're going to have Godrin going to be on the in one of the God buildings on top above Don't Miss still on this side, and Arctic and the other member of Next Threat, which is going to be Zalodi, are going to be across on the opposite side of Raz on the western side. And like I said, I'm just excited to see how these teams do, and how, like, for example, SG, their team is kind of splitting up in the future, I believe. So this is their last hurrah of playing in this particular situation, the way that they're doing. And I want to see if they're going to continue to run their 2-2 split, and if they're going to continue to apply the pressure that they do and put their teams on islands the way that they are currently as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, these are aggressive players. I mean, Laser's played for every single esports league console team there is. So, you know, he's a veteran in the game. So is Schmillen and Jexy. So these are all shooters. I think they'll isolate. I think they'll run 2-2 splits. They're all friends. So I think that they're going to play together. They're going to play well together. Even if they do end up going to, you know, different teams later on after PCL, I think they're gonna play 100% to their abilities. In the meantime, if I'm NT, I'm just going to get out of here. Zalodi's a really good player. You still have 3 up. I don't know why they challenged it at a weird goofball split where they ended up across. So we'll see if NT can make these adjustments. Really, they just need to get out of here with 3 up.
This is the place. Gotta remember, this is the place that they land. They enjoy being here. Every tournament I've ever seen them play in that we've hosted in the PCL, this is their spot. So they actually are getting challenged off the drop by SG, and SG is a team that doesn't actually have a landing location. They usually drop on the first place off the plane. That's what I've gathered. So wherever the first drop off the plane is, that is where this team lands, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, some of these teams that have been around for a long time, they just feel comfortable in those drop spots. They think that they're entitled to those spots. But there's a lot of teams that are LKG. They do the same thing. They don't really have a set spot. They'll play whatever. LQ's rotating early. It looks like they're taking a boat. They're going to get into it. It's going to be a Millie zone. It's a 50-50 zone, but it's probably going to shift to the Millie base. And you see Invasion already setting up for a bridge camp, and T3 might be the first victims of it.
What I haven't seen is this rotation by Invasion, the Invasion mates for everybody. Remember that Invasion is the exact same team as the mates, and this is the plays that they were running prior to becoming Invasion. They used to just run this split right here. They started off and they got one kill usually early in the day, instant kills, matter of fact, and then they would stack the kills after that. We haven't really seen that because they haven't gotten the zone to play that. So T3 may, like Nick just said, run into this and become a victim because they're going to try to cross the bridge early. They might run into Tacticals and Sparky, or they might just go Fairy Pier where Gun is going right now, which is
I was
going to
say, it looks like Gun's looking for a bow.
He should have this boat right here.
Gun's looking for a bow. Because I think with the new bridge, this is going to be kind of the place to play, is either the front, north side, or the back side, because nobody's going to be really setting up on the bridge anymore because there's too many outs on it. So, I think that's a smart move by T3. I think they're going to regroup, but LKG might be running into them as well if they don't find a boat and start rotating quickly. AE centered up, doing exactly what they should be. GT with a classic G4. This is T4 style center up as well. This is classic for both of those teams. I know that they are very good positional teams in AE. I know that they added some roster moves as well, and it looks like they've got really, really good position, them in GT, and are in a very good position as well, all things considered.
It's nice to see them making this instant rotation. We're going to see that from AE. I've liked the way Italian has been playing recently. He's really, really been, I'm talking about hitting his shots. Sometimes he's not, sometimes his team's not there with him, and not there with him. His team is playing the way they want to play, but sometimes when he's by himself, he's able to still put down multiple people, and he's making plays when he has to. You just want to see them come together a little bit more and everybody get back to that position that they were in before they left and took that break that they took. I can see that happening going forward, especially with the roster moves that they made, and especially with some players playing more often than they were before. So we'll see how that works out for them today. I'm excited about this bridge. I mean, excited about this circle as well. I think this is gonna go Millie. I hope we see some fights on the bridge. The bridge has become larger, and I think it's a perfect place for fights now. Like I think it's not a one-sided affair. If somebody's coming down the bridge or wants to attack on the bridge, they're going to be able to. And I like the bridge change. It's not there for the. I think I think it provides different content than the content that we're used to seeing from the bridge, and I'm great. I'm super excited about that. I love it.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to see crazy stuff. I think most of the teams are going to avoid it until they get a little familiarity with the bridge and how to play those. It's a lot of fun to play and run on those sides, and there's a lot of a lot of heal loot. They did a good job reworking those bridges. So I think in a comp scene, they're going to be very leery of it. I think the ones that are going to take advantage of it are going to be the mates and teams like that. Everyone else is going to kind of steer clear of it, probably get boats. But I do think that Invasion is going to catch a team. But I will say this about AE. I think that they tried to kind of overcomplicate some things. They've got really, really good players, and Italian is a really good IGL. He's also a very, very good individual player, like you had mentioned on before. So I think they're kind of going to simplify the things a little bit, and that may help them a lot. I think they tried to overcomplicate a few things, and it looks like LQ tried to rotate and already got knocked by Desto, and it's a quick down. They should be able to get the res, but now, obviously GT is going to hold that position, and it looks like LQ is probably stuck there, and they had a good position. They had a good rotation that they could have used and played on the other side, on the south side of the bridge, but they opted to I guess scout out GT's location, and Desto went down, or Desto got a nice knock for it, but they were able to pick him up. They'll stay 3 up, and they'll probably hold that compound maybe in a 2-1 split.
I'm going to show you guys the overall leaderboards right now for everything that's going on. As you can see, RTI is going to be the team in first place currently, which is going to be kind of crazy. I don't think people thought that RTI was going to be the team that is taking the lead this early in the game. Also, just remember that not only is RTI taking the lead, but they might be a couple games ahead of someone else. Not everybody has these particular games, have played the same amount of games. Also, I'm trying to turn off the tips quickly as we see some shots go down. What? These are just some pop shots. We had a graphic display that was not right. All right, there we go, and we can go properly. But these are going to change. It's very hard to see this. We haven't brought this up or put this anywhere. That's the first time we've ever actually showed that, to be honest. Let's check out the map. The circle has not shifted yet. Oh, it has shifted a little bit, and we're going to see a lot of plays over here, I think, now, Nick. I think that teams are going to have to start making their rotations. We see that WC has made it to the pier, the new pier on the backside, but Berserker's over here as well, and Berserker's going to start pushing over here. I think they took some damage. What was that, Kathy? Kathy's already low on health. No, this must be a rotation. They must have all taken damage on the in the blue while rotating in that boat.
Yeah, and I don't know if they know if WC's here or not, but it looks like they're getting ready for it. I think they heard something, and it looks like Buddy's going to be taking shots at Trouble. This is a very, very tough terrain because there's a lot of different tiers here that can be played, and already Kathy going down by Kid, and getting the flush as well. Some nades going out. It looks like Buddy going down by G. Nullabite going down as well, and this is going to be a clean wipe for WC. All four up, not really a challenge. That was really, really tough in those crates, and they had position top down. They had two up top and two down low, and once that those shots came out, they were very kind of funneled into a death trap there. So well played by WC. That's a tough break for Berserkers, but at least they have 4 players playing now, and that's good. So they'll pick it up. NOG taking some shots at CK in rotation. They're going to go through the gauntlet here because it looks like they got to go through 2 or 3 teams because SG set up at the old invasion spot. Invasion is also set up on the south side, so this should be fun. NOG is really sending it, and this is going to be a gauntlet for them for sure.
They're able to make it through as SG has moved up to fight CK, and like you said, since Invasion has left this spot, they're going to be able to take that and fill in. So they'll fill and replace. We always say it, that teams are kind of like water. If there's an empty spot in the zone, they sort of fill in to that empty spot, and it's great. But I think now SG and CK might be in trouble if they have to rotate that way. I think the boat is already gone because because who took the boat earlier? Because the team has taken the boat earlier. T3 took the boat earlier, and Invasion has already moved over.
T3 and LQ took boats. Nick taking down Kid as well, so WC losing one early. CK getting into a fight. This is a weird one for Schlada Gang. Like I said, if they were set up, and they're not a patient team, they're an aggressive team, so playing like this doesn't surprise me, but I think that it hurts them because I think they could have gotten an easy 4 points on NOG if they had just stayed put. Instead, they're kind of forcing the issue, and now they're going to have a really late rotation, even if they keep 4 up and get the full wipe on CK.
Yeah, I think you're right. They just enjoy playing at this pace. Look at the play by Jexy. He's gonna take blue damage all the way around until he gets the flank. Like, this is how they like to play. Nobody really watching anybody's back. And this might cost him. He's looking for them to get in that.
Yeah, and I think Soup's going to be the one to take the brunt of this one. Laser get taken out exclusive. Bizarre's on the run, but Laser should be able to take him out as well. Now they're all in blue. Laser's going to go down to Bizarre, though. And with that 2 times, it looks like he might get 2 as well. No, Godrin's going to swap that out, and it looks like Monster is going to be in trouble here. We've got 2 down, and Soup might just up to get out of here. Jexy's going to take down Monster as well. So it looks like we've got Soup up, and Monster and Exclusive are going to get confirmed, and Soup is going to get out of there, hopefully with his life. And it looks like he's coming right up on LKG. And LKG, if they get aggressive here, they might be able to take out. Soup here, and that'll be very, very bad for CK to go out before placement. And it looks like Soup's trying to get some points as well.
Soup able to return some fire, but it's kind of dangerous here. We still have the drive-by meta as a thing. So taking those fights on people driving in the car, especially when the car is stacked with people, is still a difficult situation. We have Don't Miss and NT trying to rotate over, and then NOG is gonna be the first bridge campers of the PCL. We're gonna see that on round number 2. I told you it was gonna be good. I knew somebody was gonna camp the bridge. We were gonna see some plays.
Meanwhile, WC looks like they tried to pull up onto AE, and they're suffering because of it. So yeah, we've got NOG on the bridge. GT taking out Trouble as well. So NOG taking out the LKG squad. They thought they were going to get clean wipes. It looks like Soup is going to be the only one to make it out, but he crashes, and there he goes down in 15th place. Unfortunately, that is the worst way to start if you're CK. And LKG, they thought they were going to be cute and get some free points, but they got caught by NOG out there. So now they're in a tough bind, and SG is probably going to be sliding right behind him. And so it's going to be a little bit of trouble for all three of these teams.
I can see SG getting out of there. Oh, look at this. The bridge camp cost 2 teams their lives as NOG making it happen. But look at this. You got to see NT starting to make their rotation. And this is where things get bad, because you have a team like Invasion who camps the blue. And it's just going to be Sparky alone. He might be able to take down 2. We're seeing other fights happening on the backside of the circle. Oh, man, this is going to be a M16. He's going to put them down with that. Biscuits goes down as well. Where's that happening at? SE is right here, but they're losing teammates.
Yeah, so a lot of fights are going down on the far southeast side. LQ and GT are into it, so it looks like Desto's going to get his get-backs on that. They're up to 3 kills already, and they're looking for the wipe on LQ. Zaloti taking out Sparky from across the way, though. They were on the bridge side. They were underneath the bridge, so we'll see if they can... See, that's the problem that Invasion runs into, is they're running 4, 1-1-1-1-1 split, covering 75% of the remaining terrain. So that's a little bit of trouble. Flex is going to go down to Desto. That's going to be it for LQ. And it looks like Invasion might just
they're gonna
come
group
back
up.
and
Yeah,
that's probably the smart play, especially with SG coming in as well. NOG is on the beach. SG is going to be either swimming in to the beach or boating in, but it's going to be a late play push for SG, and that's really good positioning because NOG has no clue that they're there, and T doesn't, and neither does the mates. Italian taking out Silem in the meantime.
we tend to see teams like Invasion get aggressive. They know that they're in a position to qualify in the top 8, right? They have no reason not to play, especially the first game, not to play this confidently. And also, if you watch the weekly, you saw that they won the weekly coming back from down 24 on the last day. They have to be riding on an all-time high of confidence right now, right? And most of these teams participated in that weekly just on Thursday. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the funniest thing to me that I noticed from Invasion or the mates when they play, Gravity, great shot onto Boko. He's not in any kind of he's in a world of hurt there. NOG Baba Yaga taking out one as well, though, and it looks like he may get the res, but probably not. But SG's going to be sliding up.
But look at this.
Yep, still Team
knows,
6.
Dimshik knows that's coming. And now
I don't think he does. I don't think he has a clue, and I think SEAL Team 6 is going to come up on here, and I think that's going to be really bad for Demshik. By the time he figures it out, it's going to be too late, and he's too far split, and he's going to get flushed here.
Dimshik may get knocked, but you might see a play from SG where they rotate away from this fight, right? They are aggressive, but when they start seeing names like Invasion in the kill feed, they rotate away from it because they might making that push cost you your game if they're aware, right? So if they're aware, you don't want to make that move. You see it time and time again. We might not see them fight this team at all. They might just rotate to try to get in cover and play for placement, which is what it looks like is happening.
That's smart to do as well, to an extent. I mean, obviously you're going to be playing them late game then too, so getting them while you have the drop on them is definitely something that, a team like SG with the gunners that they have, I'd like to see, because they could have caught Demshik out for sure, and they could have got the point, and it really would have been a mess for Invasion and thrown a little wrench in their tire. But I love how they respond. They were playing real cocky a little bit with a 4-man split, taking up a lot of real estate, one knock, and they got serious real quick. And there they go, Demshik taking out Schmillen right away. And see, that's what happens if you don't take advantage of the things that you.
That is exactly what happens, right? But I'm not sure if they could have just instantly pushed that fight. They got I think Laser has
Italian.
him one shot. Laser has Dimshik absolutely one shot. Let me go over here, see if we can get on Italian. Wow, we absolutely do. And now GT is engaged in this fight as well. Versa is going to be out for IR, and that's going to give that kill to Italian as well.
Yeah, Italian just got double heady knocks with the mini there. Snow taking out Desto, and GT's in trouble right now.
I'm telling you, if there's a player on this team that they don't want to see go down, it's Dusto. But they do lose Tinder as well. That's not good. Fiddy's gonna have to make this happen.
Yeah, if Fiddy gets the trade, he's gonna need to take the point on this, honestly, because if he goes for racks, he's not gonna make it over this hill, and it looks like Snow's gonna take him out as well. So it looks like we're down to one. It's just Otto, and he's really late to the game. So. No, it's 1v2, I believe.
No, they took down Snow on top of the hill. I mean, they took down Snow on top of the hill, and Alden's gonna get it. But he does lose all of his team members, but Alden is going to be able to rotate into the zone, and that's going to still leave GT up in phase 5. They're at least going to get 7th place.
Wow, and if you're you were on a roll there, and you were absolutely slapping. You thought you had it. You thought you had probably 7 kills at the end of that with securing placement points, and I think they did with 8th. They got a point there, but that is not what they expect to happen there. And yeah, Snow cannot go down when he's got that top position like that. So 4 kills from the mates coming in with a 3-stack, losing Sparky early. SG able to get. SG able to take that compound, though, and that's huge for SG. And I'm not sure what Tactical is shooting at. T3 playing the rocks really well as well. G25 looks like Clap's just snaking it a little bit. Alduin's going to have to do the same. So is Zyngus. So only 6 teams up. And T3, the biggest problem for them is going to have to get off those rocks. And if they can start to use that terrain, knowing that it's going to pull off that rocks, they should be in a pretty good position to do something. I'd love to see Twisted T in a top 3 situation. 7 kills already for GT because of that exchange there with AE.
We're gonna see Alwyn try to rotate away from this. I thought he was gonna take the 1v right there, but he wasn't in great health. It wasn't full healed, but he still doesn't have any comms or any information of how many people are still alive on that particular team. So he doesn't want to just take a 1v1 fight until he can see where everything is gonna be. It's just this is a tough situation because it's phase 6. There are 13 people alive in 6 teams, so you have to know that somebody's down a bunch of men, and there's so many 1-men out here. It's going to be hard for these teams to gauge who they should be fighting and how they should be addressing these fights.
Yeah, and unfortunately, all the 1-mans are fighting each other. So Clap is taking shots over at Zyngus, but by doing that, it gave his position away to Alduin. So now Alduin's going to go for a knock on him. He's going to be pushing that. Or at least taking shots. I saw him throw a nade there. He does
get the knock.
Onto that, and that gave away position to CERN, who gets a free kill onto Alduin, going down in 5th. GT, GG's for them. T3 did exactly what they should have done, pushed up the hill, and it looks like SG is getting surrounded by the mates. This is going to be a fun one, and I think T3 is going to get the chicken dinner here, though, and I think they're going to be able to mop up whoever wins. And Zyngus, I hope, gets second. Just crawling in. Just hang tight, buddy.
CERN has been absolutely playing very, very well. I think he's a very good player that people don't say a lot about or don't know anything about. He is very good for Twisted T. And even when he's not playing for Twisted T, whoever he's playing for at the time, he performs. And I love to see things like that. We're going to have SG already losing laser. Dimshik's about to push up, throw a little stun. And then you have... Tactical's holding their backside, and then Gravity's going to play the distance.
Yeah, and they really need to get a knock here to even things out, because if not, they're going to be in trouble if they get down to 1.
Oh, man, that's just going to push away Godrin. The thing that they do right there, we start seeing, is that they hold angles. You saw Dimshik didn't push the fight for real. He's just going to hold his angle in order to collect a couple kills, in order to put some more shots down, and to suppress the person from getting the peak. That's important, and not enough teams do that. A lot of teams are just looking to bob in and out of and add a little bit too much movement. But this is something that the mates do very well. Oh man, Gravity's gonna go down from Schmillen.
The trade that they needed is a 2v2, and it looks like T3's taking up a lot of time with Zyngus over there and on that. Now they're starting to get involved into this third party, and that's what they really, really need to be focused on if they want to win, because they're sitting back letting this play out, and if they get involved here, they'll stack up some kills and make sure that they take control of this game and get this chicken dinner. But they do have great position, so they are being patient on this for sure. Looks like Well, Demchik's going to get the res onto Gravity, and it looks like they're still going to go into it 3v1, and that's not good for Schmillen. Schmillen should have taken that time to either get aggressive or get the hell out of there, and it looks like he did neither, and he's going to go out in 4th place. So Demchik's going to be 3 up, and that's not what you want to see if you're T3. They're taking pop shots at Zyngus, who's probably going to die to blue here, I'd imagine. Maybe, maybe try to crawl in, but now they're going to fight a 3-man that's prepared, and that's bad. They're going to be really, really upset watching the VOD saying, why did we not take this? Because there's no way they didn't hear all of that gunfight going on and gunfire going on in that compound. So I don't know. They should see how many people are up and realize with all the fighting going on that they should be taking center. They should have had eyes on the compound because now 1 knock and mates are going to take this.
I think the issue right now that T3 is going to have is that Gun's going to have to focus on Dingus by himself, and he does get him down. So now they can focus all their efforts on Invasion. The problem is that Invasion is not out of the zone. They don't have to move. If this zone pops back towards Invasion, they can just hold their ground, and that's not what anybody wants to see. You don't want this team that's been in the final zone countless times using their intellect and using their experience in order to get this win. Now, like I said, CERN's good, and he's been getting some knocks. Oklahoma's rocking the MK, and then you have Blanco and Gun over there who are no slouches either. So this is not going to be a cakewalk for Invasion, but it's definitely not going to be a cakewalk for T3 either. So this should end pretty nicely, to be honest. It should be a good end game.
Yeah, and this is good for T3 no matter what. If they don't get anything else and they get 2nd place with 6 kills, that's still really, really good for them. Looks like CERN's got really good shots on him. They really need a knock desperately because if one of them goes down, then they're going to get pushed and they're going to be in trouble. They do have the high ground. They are evenly split as far as zone. They have a little bit of high ground to play off of, though. This
is going to be tough. Zone is, like you said, Nick, even, and no one has to move. We're going to see like a phase 8, phase 9 finish. They have to realize that it's 3 up, so they can play a little bit more aggressive. Somebody can just be playing anchor, or somebody can just be the forward fragger right now. But I don't know if we're going to see that. I think we're just going to see T3 stay in this line right here, spread evenly, and wait for the next zone to pop before they make any pushes or anything like that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just unfortunate to see if you're T3. Ooh. Demchik going to take down Gun. Now it's a 3v3, and they're probably going to get aggressive on this. And it looks like Demchik's going to get traded out there by Oklahoma with that MK. And now it's a 3v2, and they should be able to get Gun up. I don't think they're going to be pushing off that attack. Though, and he does take down Oklahoma, so now it's a 2v2 situation. And
this is what they can't have. They left Gun. I think Blanco has to go for the res instead of going for the push away, and if he does that, now it's going to be a 2v2 full split. CERN is down, CERN is low. They're going to tell him to go back and get the pickup. But now, if that's smart, get your kill. He can't call out anymore. But here comes Invasion because they know that a person's getting a rest. So
yeah, they're going to take this 2-2 for sure head on. It looks like CERN's going to get probably flushed out 3-2 or 2v1 here.
He does win the fight, but he gets knocked. This is what we're talking about. You're right, Nick. And now it's just going to leave Tacticals in a 2v1 situation. He can't get the res. That's a good knock by CERN. He does sacrifice his life for it, but that's a good knock. This almost didn't happen because Blanco almost left the res over there.
Yeah, and if Blanco got the res earlier, and it looks like he's going to get the knock here. Yep, attack and 1v, and he gets it. GG's, is going to be...
I was just about to say, Nick, if there's a person that you don't want up last for the mates in a situation where he has to kill everyone, it's the best player in the world. It's Tacticals. He's arguably the best player in the world, but that's the reason. The reason why is he plays for the quote unquote best team in the world, and he's the one he's the fragger in sorts, right? He gets that 1v2 win right there and gets most of the knocks in that game, but nobody's excited or surprised. It's not like, oh man, well, Tacticals just got a 1v2. It's Tacticals being Tacticals in his normal fight, right? So
yeah, 6 kills, 11 kills total for Invasion. Sparky picking up a couple of early ones to save him there, because even though he went down early. So GG's to Invasion, but T3 had it in their hands. They're going to be kicking themselves watching the VOD back, honestly. They should have got the res, which would have given Overwatch for when Oklahoma went down. It would have still been a 3v2 situation. So T3 also should have been aggressive during the SG fight, and taken that. Instead, they focused on Zingas, who was just throwing smokes and hiding behind a tree, just trying to hang out. And they spent all of their time on that instead, and they could have won it. They absolutely could have won it. And but take nothing away from Invasion. Mates did very, very well. 6 kills coming out of attack, and taking that 1v2 and that 3x, putting in work.
But T3 was able to rotate early and then play aggressively off that rotation. They still got 7 or 8 kills right there, right? That's a lot for a team like T3 in that situation. Because if you can remember, T3 had to play a heck of a game in order to get into this position that they're in, and I think they're doing the best. They're doing their best, and they're making the best of their position. And again, that's stuff that they're gonna have to learn. Like, you have to learn that you should push those shots. You have to be aggressive. You have 4 up. You're looking at the count. They're 3 down. There are only 3 players alive. You have to be aggressive. You have to push. No matter what team it is, you have to assert yourself. Also, you have to be able to recognize that there's a knock and you're able to get the res on your side instead of, wasting a little bit of time by splitting and then going back to it, right? Like, you're back chasing your steps. It's just going to be a little harder to get things done that way. So you would like to have seen that instant res.
Yeah, I really think something happened there with the comms. Maybe CERN was calling out, get over here, I need this 2-2 or something. But something got twisted up, no pun intended, in their comms. And they did get 7 kills out of it this second place. So, you got to be really, really, really happy with that, considering there's a lot of teams that went out really early and didn't even reach into placement. And, teams like AE that looked like they were, about to steamroll and collect, a 10 kill, high placement, getting, I think, only 4 points and a 8th place or something pedestrian like that. And that's gonna kind of knock them down a little bit, and they're gonna be a little upset with that. I know CK had it rough as well. Soup tried to get out of there at the end and then tried to get some kills, and it didn't work out for CK. And SG, even though I said that was a terrible play, ends up steal team 6. They take over that compound. They literally just snuck in behind Invasion with a brilliant play, and it didn't work out for him, but it was good enough for 3rd place. They got a bunch of kills as well, so GG's to SG. That was a really good play. Even though they probably could have got that early flush and put mates down to a 2-man squad earlier if they had just pushed the beach. But it was still a heads up play, and it was a great play, not knowing that Demshik was right by them.
Well, what I like to see, or what I want to know is, first of all, you're right. CK, it's a tough fight for them to take. AE always feels like they're 1 kill away from rolling the rest of the lobby, right? Like, if they get that wipe up there, that puts them at 8 kills, and then they're in the position to fight T3. They don't get the reses that they want, so there's 2 up, but then they're in the position to fight T3. If they can finish their fights just a little bit quicker, if they can communicate just a little bit faster and a little bit cleaner, I think that they'll be able to be in the late game situation. We haven't seen them in many late game situations just because they end up losing that one fight that they have to win, right? And I also believe that we'll see GT a little bit more in the end games. These are fights that you have to win. You have to win the GT versus AE fight. The winner of that should probably be able to make these plays right here. I think the thing that made Twisted Tea so good in this game was they were able to capitalize on those kind of mistakes from those teams, and then when those teams start rotating in, they start getting kills. But with that being said, everybody, we're gonna take a quick break.
Real quick, before we take a break, Tack got all 4 of those players. I just want to confirm that.
Yes,
Tack just
he killed everybody
literally
there.
just wiped that entire team. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we can take a break.
We're
now.
gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back after these brief messages. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Welcome back, everybody. This is the PCL. I'm your host, Invasion Bing. Here with Nick 80 Proof. We just watched match number 1. The mates won it handily with 11 kills. Tacticals able to get a squad wipe to end the game right there. And we are now dropping into Miramar. That's our first Erangel. Remember, we play 2 Erangels, 2 Miramars, but the Miramars are sandwiched in between both of those Erangels in order to give you a fresh take on how things are going down here. We do play under the super rules, so there's no WWDC here in effect. We have a standard point system. You could check that out on our website, and we also, each win counts as 10 points for everybody who is not aware of how that format is done. We heard your take about how the last match was at the end of the game, Nick. Now, what's going to happen in Miramar with the change of scenery?
Well, I mean, you're going to look to, I'm going to look for some big games at a CK. I'm looking for WC to have some big games. SG, I'm not worried about at all. Obviously, mates, I'm not worried about at all. They switched their drop spot up from Picado, and I think that's because of the recent action and challenges they've gotten from Gen. So I think they're just trying to play graveyard, play different positions, which I think is good for them because they could play anywhere. LKG, they need to get it going. They had a really rough game there, so it looks like they've got control of Leone's. GT always managing to get circle, and it looks like IR is going to get in some early fights. And Silent, if he's got a gun, he might be able to get one down. And some of these teams are going to have to challenge Invasion, and you can't just see that tag and go, oh man, this is a really good guy. And you're professionals and you're playing for $10,000. You need to be playing like that. So I hope for some more confidence out of these players. Honestly, I know that Twisted T and LKG, some of these guys came in from the brackets of the showcase, which is great. But now you're playing with the big boys, and it's gonna play as such. But GT, I think they're gonna have a rebound game here. They've got center circle. They've got full control over it. NT, it looks like they're doing a split in Monty, and SE's just kind of trash looting around there. T3's in a good position. LQ dropped early, and they're doing a weird spread from Higos all the way down, and they're gonna, if Rico's Roughnecks, I know that flank saw nobody and made nobody rotate south. So if they could set up a trap or something, that'd be very, very interesting to see. But I think LQ is going to have easy rotations into Puerto or wherever they choose to go.
This is something that I've seen that started to be a drop. People land Hingos. Hingos must have a lot of loot. I personally have never been here, especially not in a comp-like setting. But the teams land here, not where Lou is. I don't know how Lou, I don't know why I ended up there, but I have seen these rotations. It's a recent thing, so they must be talking about it somewhere or have seen somebody else do it, and now they're all starting to do that. T3, you're right, has a great drop right here. Nobody in this particular group landing Choom, nobody contesting their spots, so they're going to have a great spot on the edge of zone. Nobody in Picado, so they're going to be really, really good about this. And like you said, Invasion moving their drop to what's this, Mineralis a little bit, and Graveyard, another huge split. Not something we tend to see from them, but I think you're right. They are starting to move away from the Picado drop. Number one, it makes rotations after the drop pretty difficult. And number two, they're getting contested by teams and they're just being held there. And it's just making the game a little more difficult. I was just mentioning that I can't wait to see what happens when they start going different places, because teams aren't going to be ready for them. Teams literally plan for them to go Picado, and they say, all right, we're not going to rotate through Picado now because that's where the mates are. Or that's where we can just rotate a different way. Now, not knowing where they're going to drop, they're going to pick up a few more kills. And Nick, I'll be honest with you, they don't need a few more kills. They pick up 15 or 11 in wins where people know exactly where they're going to be at. So let them get 4 quick kills. They might have a 20 kill game or something.
Yeah, and they're starting the day off with 21 points. Obviously, Twisted T with 14, and GT, even though they Alduin saved them really on that last one and got an extra placement point and an extra kill on that, so they're going to be third place actually with the 11 points, and SC surprisingly right behind in fourth with 9 points. And then you got AE. And this is what you want to see from IR, and he should get the knock. I don't know what just happened there.
Oh no, Zone might be in trouble. If he flashes back here and then plays it aggressive on the next peak, he flashed himself.
All All right, that's a new strat, but Ritz is able to recover and get the knock. He's going to get the flush. This is what I was talking about from IR. They were in position early to do that. It looks like Invasion's going to play for the trade. Hopefully IR can get there quick enough, or Rit can get out of there quick enough. But that is a huge pickup and a very devastating loss for Invasion early on.
Man, that is definitely not the flash that we expected from the throw. I think he thought he was a little closer. There's no, that's
maybe he thought it was. I think he thought it was a smoke because it looked like he underhanded it to heal.
I see. So he inadvertently flashed himself, not knowing that he did. Okay, got it. That makes perfect sense. But this might put Invasion in a tough situation. This is what teams like to see. Teams are overseeing Invasion get the first 4 kills in Picado and then we'll walk into the next couple kills uncontested. That's a good knock right there and a good thirst by Zone, and it's about time.
Get away from it, and it looks like they might run into Berserker as well, rotating. T3's rotating early as well, and maybe hearing that down, they might say, okay, well that wasn't from Picado, so that might trigger T3 to say, okay, well Picado may be open, and that's going to open up some rotation plays for them. So that's going to be interesting. A lot of people leave Picado wide open because, like you said, the mates do typically go there and control it, so it'll probably stay empty for the entire game.
The entire game, there's probably not going to be one person there. That's a great point. But and also with this being a new strat for Invasion, we might see them go out early because they're doing things that they've never done before. It's all they're creatures of habits. They've been making the same rotations. They've been coming from the same places. Now let's see if Dimshik, he is. Let's just see if he can make sure that his team, even though he's out of the game, makes the rotations necessary to keep them involved and to keep them trying to get into the top situation.
Yeah. They're set up. Berserker's going to take a split. This is a great 3-1 split for them. If they can get it 2-2, that'll be even better for Berserker. But they got him into position. Sparky's going to be in trouble as SG starts to rotate in. But Sparky, it looks like he may be able to get to him if he can get around. The Kathy's late to his 2-2. But SG's going to pick up that fishbowl over there with IR, and it looks like Nick is going to get an early knock on to D, and that's a tough break for D going down early 2 games in a row. So hopefully he'll have some bounce back games because he's definitely going to get flushed here, and NT's in trouble. Berserker taking shots into NOG as they rotate in. SG gets the clean rotate in from the north, and it looks like that 2-2 split is going to be working out for Berserker, and it looks like Sparky's going to be able to stay up.
He's going to make it.
Be able to be a 3-man team going into it. So that's good for the mates. I think the mates, I think they should stick to what they like to do. If they're going to try something cheeky, I would keep that for the dailies, maybe the weeklies, some cheeky, spots. But they're going to, NanoG's thinks they're safe here, and they're going to get run up on here. Find out real quick that this was the wrong compound to push. And Bobby me wrong real quick, and Sparky's going to get the trade onto Lost. Arctic's going to take down Nick elsewhere.
Oh, but then NOG's also getting shot from AE from the side. This Baba's going to get the hard push right here, and he might get the knock on Sparky, and he does. Baba coming through.
Yeah, and that's huge for NOG, and it's really, really bad if you are Invasion, because now you are down to 1. They're going to get the res on it. It's going to be a weird stalemate to split here. And but yeah, that's really, really tough situation for the mates. Looks like they're going to get it up on the roof, make some cheeky plays. Hopefully they can bring this down to a manageable 2-2. But AE Snow, big shots coming at him from left field, and they're going to take down Gravity, and that is going to be it for the mates out first. From first to last,
how quick
Invasion
the tables
goes.
Turn. How quick the tables turn.
Great job, NOG, pushing up on that. I thought they were toast, and they definitely proved me wrong there. They earned that compound, and I believe they were able to keep 3 out of the 4 up. AE's going to have a clean rotate in. LQ, I don't know how they snuck up there, but they did. Also, LKG, they were uncontested at Los Leones, and now they are in a prime spot to pick up a lot of kills. Look at the west side. Well, it is absolutely wide open.
The reason for that is because everybody... The chances of the game ending in Los is very low. So what teams do, they're going to hard rotate all the way to the west, and then they know they're going to have, into the east, and then they know they're going to have an opportunity to rotate back to the west if they need to. But it's just, no one believes, or as I say that, NT's just going to drive straight down the street right here and there. But yeah, it's the chances of the game ending in low is very low. It's like landing in military or ending in military. It's just not that high. We got
Monster
some
going to be
going
taking
on
out
the top.
Jexy earlier. Yeah, they got caught in rotation there. Bazaar's going to get the confirm as well. So that's good for CK. Bad for SG going down early, losing one early. Laser's going to get out of there. Looks like they're going to keep rotating rather. They were running almost parallel to each other, and it looks like CK just decided to get out and get some shots, and that were great shots by Bazaar. And they'll pick up and get out of here with 3, it looks like. Salodi somehow going down to blue play zone. It might have been a disconnect or something. WC with a very, very long rotate. I hope they got a ton of loot as they come in from that northwest side. And it looks like G25 might get caught in rotation here by CK as well, coming in late.
Looks like CK is back to their edge ways instead of their middle circle ways. They do better, from my opinion, when they're further in on the circle. But I guess they're trying something different.
Oh, Rico's Roughnecks getting involved. Very, very good shots onto Watch. Is taking him out in rotation. And it looks like Snow's going to get out of there. But great job by RR holding that compound and getting a kill in rotation. That's going to put AE down to 3 early, and Watches is a good shot, so that's going to be a loss for them for sure. But it looks like they should have a clean rotate on the south side because that west is wide open. So they'll find some ground here on the southwest side. SE also hanging out, getting some loot on the southwest side as well.
This is the team we wanted to go to, but I think this is a good spot for this team as well. SG moving. We might see this circle shift back to Los as teams are starting to fan out and finding locations to be in. I don't know. This is a wide open space. 15 teams up, 54 alive. G25 in a fight with IR. It's going to be a fight from a distance as there is a 2-2 split from IR. You can see they're riding high off of that first kill that they got earlier today. I mean, that first kill they got earlier this game. Oh, I think we might see something for zone. Can he hit the spray? Able to hit one shot.
Yeah, and that's tough for Rit. Rit needs to calm down. He got a little bit excited, I think, on the first shots when he was there with Demshik. I know the guy can shoot, so he needs to calm down and relax and take his shots and have that confidence that he's a professional player, because he was able to take out Demshik even after whiffing the first one, but he definitely should have had a knock there, and he just needs to relax a little bit, and I think IR is going to talk to him and help him out. And now G25 in this fishbowl is not a good play for them.
But having North on this wide rat right here is really good, because North is a player that can make some plays here. And here we go. We're gonna see him.
So North just let his guy, he just let his guy get walked up on. So that's really bad there. North misses some shots there. He did take down Rit. It looks like they've got 2 up, so we got Clap and North up, and it looks like IR Asylum late to the show. He's got 2 down, so 2 kills, 2-2. Let's see what they could do here. Lost knocking their own player.
Yeah, it must have been a push in there, and they just he shot him in the back or something like that. Clap's gonna be here trying to find Asylum. Asylum is gonna pick this up as Clap's gonna get the res. Asylum's gonna just try to walk up on the smoke. He's gonna have some cover. This might work out well for him. Oh, somebody's saving him. Who's that? Havoc. Havoc might have saved G25 right here. Asylum couldn't stay on the rock.
Yeah, it's going to put him in a tough position, but they're going to get both of these. He should get the wipe on this, but he completely missed. There's smoke there, guys, so it's not a wide open shot there. You might not be able to see that smoke. You're able to see through it, but there was smoke there, and he wasn't able to see that. But Berserker's going to pick that up. That's huge for them. IR going out, as well as G25. They do have 1 left.
Yes, they do. Berserker being very aggressive on the top of this hill. That's where the high ground comes in play. They might have 2 left. Oh no, it's just North. North has to get that res right there. Let's go look at that. It did shift into in the Los, and now we have a bunch of teams fighting in here. This is gonna be, I think Diggleton went down, but Saint's still gonna be up.
Alderwin going down as well, so this is gonna be crazy. Los Leone's fights are crazy and really difficult. Goody getting a nice shot on a win that, so trading with RR. Flames is gonna get the knock here onto Goody, so there's a good trade going down there. 2 kills collected for RR, 1 down. They should be able to get the res on this as well. Meanwhile, Saint going down as well, Karm going down as well. I think that's all of LKG going down in 14th place. Tough break for them. They had a really good position early on. T3, strong play from them, but they're getting pushed from NOG.
They have lost CERN in that fight right there. And so it's going to be a 3 up for them. And that's going to be a great flash. But then Blanco not going to be able to get the kill. And then Lost going to be able to beam him with that barrel. And then what's this? Who got this kill? All right, there was a trade. I didn't see who got the kill, but there was another trade.
Yeah, Rico's Roughnecks just playing cleanup duty. They're just taking knocks, and this is really tough if you're T3 because you got NOG fighting on one side and Nara on the other. That's a great molly. It looks like it's not going to connect, but the second one might, and Oklahoma's in trouble here.
NOG is taken down right there. I think some of that, it was a split, like you said, between RR and T3. They're going to get a res right here on gun, but then RR might just be on the push. Actually, they're just going to hold their position as they are fighting NT on the backside of this.
Yeah, and NT's on a weird split as well, playing a two-man 1-1 game. Looks like they did take out flanks, though. That's huge for them, and they might be able to collect some kills onto, and they do. Don't miss, unfortunately, going down. But he did get the knock onto Shank. I don't know how they get to him before.
Arctic took down the other member. I think it was, he took down flanks over here. So now it's just going to be one member up from NT, two members up from RR, and you're going to see Wingnut go for the hard push right here.
Yeah, and that's Shank's kind of in the open. I don't know if they're going to go for a res on this or if they're just going to get aggressive. But Arctic's probably just going to play life here. With 12 teams up, 37 alive, he sees that. They're in circle. I'd probably get out of there, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Try to get some placement points for the boys here, playing already with a 3-man, but down to 1 now. And they should be able to get Shank up unless T3 gets aggressive, but it looks like Oklahoma's just going to get out of there. And
do they have everybody up right now?
Yeah, let's go down to southeast side. There's WC's pushing up onto a team. I didn't see who that was. GT. WC and GT. There's going to be great fights here.
It looks like Warhawk making his first debut here in this PCO after everything. And let's see how he plays.
I expect him to play very well. He's a very high caliber player, so I think he'll knock the dust off very quickly. Snow going down, meanwhile, to Biscuits and getting flushed. Godrin going down, meanwhile, to Havoc. So SG and AE in trouble here.
Biscuit's gonna get picked up right there too. Where's the rest of the team? They've rotated away, so Dingus and Dingus is gonna have to leave that fight. GT gonna be in the high ground. WC's gonna be in a tough position. LQ across the street as well, and I think we saw Godra get taken down over here.
I think WC is hard pushing SE, but I think they're gonna get caught out in the open once GT spots them. This is gonna be bad for WC if they don't find some cover.
There are a lot of people right here on this edge. So nobody wants to be inside of Picado, and inside of Los. So they all took the outside buildings with the high ground. I see that happening. And look, they went for this brick. They went to a care pack. Look at the lineup. Look at this.
That's great for WC. Wow. And it looks like CK is going to get into a fight. Oh, wow. With Berserkers, and it looks like SG's lurking as well. So that might turn into a third-party action. 3 kills early for them. Kathy with a kill and Havoc with 2. But they've got 4-man up, so they got to be feeling good about this right now, going into that CK push here 2 buildings over.
Los went from being completely open, and then that's going to be Dusto getting knocked. He's going to be able to get rezzed, I believe. But that's Los went from being open to being completely to everybody being in it, and then everybody being in it in a weird way.
Yeah, and that's good intel for T3. Now they know where GT is. That's good intel for LQ as well. And WC is just getting in an even better position. They're just literally walking into perfect position, unchallenged, and that's fantastic. So WC, they look like they're the strong contenders to play this. They could play this entire ridge all the way up, while all the teams take the high ground and fight the buildings. And those are really difficult fights where WC can take them as they come down.
Only way that this doesn't play in WC's favor is if the circle shifts on top of this mountain over here at the end, on top of this little cliff ridge situation. If not, WC is in the best position so far. Shank's just gonna hard send it right here. RR is just gonna be right. Wait, he's by himself.
Yeah, Shank is just hoping for an open building, and he just came right up onto SG. And I think he hears him, so he's going to get out of there, unfortunately, to a false building. So he's going to be kind of running for his life, trying to find a spot that he could just kind of hang tight in, because there's no other building. He does get across, and SG's not able to find him in time. Schmillen just misses him. And Tragic doing some goofball stuff on the ridge. That's not a bad play, though, as long as he doesn't get caught by WC.
If he can just move that truck and use the truck as cover from one side and then use the ridge on the other side, I doubt that the team's going to shoot down on him or going to be able to find him. And then Wingnut's going to be in perfect position, at least until LQ pushes out when he has to fight a 1v3. But besides that, we're going to have a lot of people in good positions. SE has to rotate in. It looks like Italian was already getting tagged up a little bit. So Dingus is going to be spotted, but not only by AE, but also by GT.
Yeah, GT's in a great compound. They've got a ton of line of sight there. Nobody going to take out Wingnut.
Yep, there goes that push. That they all went over there. They saw him. They heard him. They pushed over as a team. He got 3v1 pushed. Somebody just dropped a nade on Tragic in as well. So he might be in a bad position now too.
Yeah, GT heard him roll up, or is that SG?
That's SG. SG heard him roll up.
Heard him roll up, so they're going to get shots on him. That's going to bring attention to WC. I think once WC peeks over, AE rotates in. I think Tragic's going to be in trouble, but in the meantime, they're going to sit out. But great flush, great heads-up play by LQ, just taking a point when they had the opportunity to take one because, they were holed up in that as a three-man. They recognized the 1-1-1 split, and at least that one was isolated, and AE's going to have a tough time rotating across the street when the circle shifts.
It is going to be tough for everybody on this side, like you said, and I just can't wait for the circle to pop. It's about to pop here in about 15 seconds. It's going to be good. We haven't had a finish in Los like this since PCL 1. That's so long ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. Flacco made an amazing play. I think WC won that particular game, as a matter of fact. Actually, they lost. He died in second place.
Yeah, and it is gonna go kind of center up a little bit more to where everybody is. So looks like Berserk's gonna have to move up onto CK's spot. G25's they ended up with 3 men up. Fiddy and Desto getting some knocking to confirm onto Zynga. So now it's just Willard. He's gonna have to somehow snake across that street. I don't know how he's gonna sneak in behind WC. Great shots from GT from their vantage point. But yeah, Berserker's gonna have to flank around, and G25 is going to have to do the same. So they're the only two that are, other than Willard, of course, unfortunately going out in 12th. He just didn't have a chance there. Good pickup by Kid. And it looks like Berserker's going to be on the move, and CK hears it. So Berserker is in right now, but they're going to be getting into a fight here.
The type of fight we like to see, building the building. It looks like Bazaar's on fire upstairs.
Yeah, Buddy going down early. CK getting a great knock. That's exclusive, getting the headshot onto that. They're going to get the flush onto Buddy. Actually, Monster missing that nade there. So there's 3 on the stairs, and they might be able to get this res.
Kidzo's going to knock past the outside.
Yeah, meanwhile, Oklahoma going to be taking out Desto from afar. So, and Exclusive does get the nade flush on that, so now it's a 2-man, and CK with 2 kills, 4 up, and Berserker's in trouble.
This is a very, very. Then North gonna get a knock from a distance. Where's he at? In this house.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. G25, they had to rotate in as well, so that was a great time. They waited for Berserker to push. Berserker pushed too early. G25 was further behind them, so they were able to take advantage of that. They're going to get wiped here at 11th. They're out of placement, and I don't think they got more than 2 kills there. That's unfortunate for Berserkers, and North is going to keep 3 kills and 3 men up, and they snuck in, so they were able to take advantage of that early rotation from Berserkers and sneak in behind, get a not only position but get a kill as well out of it. So
CK played that very well. They stay together. They got the knock, the early knock. That's what they haven't been getting recently. They have been taking the first knock instead of giving the first knock. They got the first knock. They were able to communicate. Exclusive did miss a nade, but then he was able to follow it up with the proper nade. They did get some assistance from G25, but who cares? It still worked out in their favor. So now they have a building in the circle, and they might be able to do something here. This is going to be tough, Nick. It's basics, 27 people up, but there are 10 teams alive. So if you've been snaking for 30 minutes, you're still going to come out of this in 10th place if you die now. And so that's tough. That's a tough thing to do as a competitor. But, it is what it is. And the person I'm talking about, look at North. North is still, Ardic's still alive. He's been snaking for 5 phases.
Yeah, and I think he might be in a pretty decent position to stroll in behind. Who's going to really suffer from this? GT right now getting a wipe onto T3, so they're out in 10th after a very good game one. So that's two teams, two of the top teams going out early, and GT picking up a lot of kills. And this is going to be trouble for AE because they're going to have to cross and they're going to have to run as a two-man against WC, and that's going to be really, really tough terrain for them.
North tried to take a little bit of the blue in order for him to get in the zone. Didn't know that Arctic was going to be there. Look at that peek that he had. Get out of here.
Heads up play from Arctic getting his third kill. I think he's going to end up out of placement points. Laser's going to take down Shank as well and get the flush. I don't think he may be able to sneak out of this if he does though. But if he doesn't though, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get the. And he's not, so he's not going to be able to get the point out in 9th. And but he did pick up that one kill, which takes place for that. So LQ going down in a tough fight with GT. Weren't ready for it. Lou gonna go down as well and is just flexed up, and he's in trouble on the second floor there.
Dusto was wielding the pump shot. He had a headshot right there in order to take down. I believe that was Lou, and then that's going to be GT getting a wipe right there. GT, I don't know how many kills they have, but they did that very handily. That's going to be 6 kills for them, and they're going to start walking in. Now, WC taking down AE. Italian's going to be down first. It's going to leave Race by himself, and that isn't what you can't get a heal off. I mean, he can't get a res off here, and he's going to try to force himself back into the zone, and it's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, they had no chance at this. I mean, honestly, if they could have got one kill, that would have been nice, but they didn't have a chance here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort because of the blue zone right there. He's still fighting this. He still hasn't gone down.
I would have just gone down knowing it's WC. I wouldn't have lost the points to them. But they're out in 7th. GG's to them. They had no chance. So that spot that we were talking about with Tragic End is looking more and more like a really good snake spot because he is all right chilling. And he's got a 6th place right now for his team.
And here it goes. That circle popped in that position that we talked about where if it came down to Dub C, now all Dub C has to do is hold. Everybody else has to hop off this cliff or come down this ridge right here, and it's gonna be a lot of killing going on. We're gonna try to get you all the content we can, but remember the camera doesn't work the way you may think it does.
Schmillen getting an absolutely nasty knock on to G25. They should be able to get the pickup, but they're not going to have a whole lot of time to rotate, and they're going to be stuck in between SG and CK. CK getting a nade, so he's not able to pick up that.
Bizarre making that play.
Yeah, that's great plays by Bizarre, getting aggressive. 5 kills, they need it. 6 teams up, they got to get down, and if they can get that north side without trouble sneaking up on them, then they have a shot. But if they don't get out of here, they do take down Schmillen here. If they're not able to get out of here and rotate into the next zone, they're going to be in trouble. And it looks like Laser is going to get shot in the head here. 1 HP.
1 kill for them. I think he's just going to stay here and fight this. I don't think he's trying to get the placement anymore. I think he just wants to kill it or 2.
Yeah, and Bizarre's gonna take down G25. That's really good for Laser. Laser picks up an extra placement point there. Bizarre is really just trying to go off here. 7 points for them as well. He's gonna get the heal. Meanwhile, Trouble on that flank is gonna take down Soup and Monster, and they are in trouble. Laser's just gonna take it blue damage.
GT is just owning, and then down goes 50. WC must have 15 kills. No exaggeration. How many kills do they really have? 7. They've just been wiping them as they've come out of this. And Tragic is going to come in second.
Yeah, and that is huge. That is a huge play for Tragic, and GG's to WC with 8 kills. I knew they had that the moment they got into that zone there. So GG's to WC, well played. Big bounce back game from them. They only got 6 points first game, so it's a huge bounce back game for them. And GG's to Tragic and holding on. No kills for his team, but a second place. That's 6 points that he picked up for him. So that's huge for RR, who was bottom of the barrel there. I think they were 14th going into this. So CK 4th place, and I do believe SG got 5th place there.
I do.
And Laser did a good job. Not many kills there, but he was able to stay alive longer than G25, and that's some extra points.
I believe they had 1 kill, but you're right. In that situation, I think that they all knew, right? Like, all right, we're gonna die going got hopping off this building, the zone, we are completely screwed from the zone. So we have to make something happen. So they just stayed on top of the building to get the kills. He's on the 5th floor. That's a 5 stack, right? That you can't do. He can't just jump off. If he jump off, he dies. If he runs down the stairs, he dies. So instead, he just tried to stay on top of the building and get some kills. What we did see though, we were able to see that WC on that early rotation, when they do rotate a little early and they rotate uh with some intent on getting into position, they're still able to frag at the end. Trouble being in a good flanking spot, or he cut off that left side and able to put down a bunch of kills. They were also getting help from GT, as the GT owned the top side of as well, and they were just spraying down the lane, like spraying down on the top. That was CK just wasn't the beneficiary of that, but CK able to wipe the people in that building that they were in, then move on to the next team, able to get some kills on Berserker, and then able to get some kills on SG as well. So they picked up some much needed points, which is a bounce back game as well for them going into the next Miramar game. You have to that has to give them some confidence right there.
Yeah, GT's looking really, really good. Desto with the headshot, with the shotty there, putting in work. They got a bunch of kills there. They got decent placement points, so they were third going into it. They're going to be fine. They're probably going to jump up into second place, and Winner Circle is going to jump up from 8th, I think, probably to 1st or 2nd. So that's really big for WC. AE, I really feel for them there when they took that compound and the circle shifted off of them twice. I knew they didn't have a chance there. So he might have been able to get Italian up here, but probably not. I probably would have just walked into blue knowing that it was such a tough situation that you were getting shot from 3 different angles that you just really didn't have a chance. And in these kind of situations, you don't want to give up the point, and you're not going to get the flush there, even if you're able to get that knock.
Yeah, it's just not. It's there's not much they could do. This is a thing where the zone shifts from your rotation, and you just made a bad rotation, and it's not you personally making a bad rotation. The thing that you just predicted, the RNG just happened to you that game. That happened to them. It happened to RR, and not RR. It happened to them. It happened to Twisted T, and it happened to SE. They all decided to go on the opposite side of the street, and that just didn't work out in their favor. They just trying to play it a little safe, trying to pick the zone shift, and the zone shifted away from them. Sometimes you make those risky plays as an IGL, and then you have to tell your boys or your team, you have to say, look, man, I'm about to make a risky play, and it may or may not work. You trust me. And they went over there. It just didn't work out this time. Maybe it'll work out next time. That's just how it goes. This is a good nade right here from Bazaar, too. Sorry.
Yeah, Bizarre got aggressive. I like to see that. I really want to see CK be aggressive and be more than just a positional team. They definitely have a roster that is able to do that. Beyond Soup, I want to see somebody getting aggressive, and Bizarre got really into it there. I know he only picked up like 3 or 4 kills, but he was getting really aggressive and really making some big plays there. And somebody got a big headshot onto Laser there too.
That's exclusive. A 74 damage right there.
Yeah.
But he's the guy. So, I think you're right. Bazaar is the guy though, because he's usually the person who's, if Soup's not leading the attack, because sometimes he's in the back and he's just protecting behind, but he's hitting the shots. Bazaar's the guy who's usually first in line trying to put down the shots. And I think that if he starts playing, he's playing well, but if he starts playing even better and ups his game just a little bit, it can allow CK to be a more aggressive team than what they are right now. I think I think Exclusive is more comfortable shooting the DMR from a distance, and he can play more of the support role where you have the other people being more aggressive and helping out right there. I think that's what they need to happen personally.
Yeah, and I think that they're a professional squad. They're going to get it figured out. They're definitely going to jump up in the ranks. I think they were second to last there going into it. But GG's, 8 kills. WC, there's Warhawk. If you were wondering how he was going to perform, he did just that. So GG's for them, and GG's for Rico's Roughnecks. They're tragic, hanging in there and snaking his way into a second on a very, very risky, ballsy play there.
We'll be back after these messages, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Look at this plane path. This is the PCL. I'm your host, Invasion Bing, here with Nick 80 Proof. We just saw WC get a win handedly as they were able to get position, have a great rotation. I want to know who made the call, to be honest, and win a Los Leones battle. We're gonna see. I don't know how the teams are gonna play this. You remember that the plane path has to touch the first zone, so this might be a southwestern circle, which I would absolutely love to see. I would love to see a Valdemar prison finish. It's very rare, but I would love to see it. Nick, that last game was great. You kind of predicted the rotation and who would win. Can you do that right now before seeing the first zone?
Oh no, I couldn't. I'm not that good. But, I will say that AE is probably going to drop in a really, really good spot. I think SG picked a really good spot as well. WC is going to take Pozo all by themselves. NOG are going to fan out. LQ is going to not get as cheeky as they did with the Los Higos one, and they're just going to take the south end, which is really good. But it looks like RR is going to take the same position that they did. LKG is going to take the same position that they did as well, but they've got Berserker in there now, and it looks like Invasion is a little bit confused whether they want to play Bandito or they want to play Picado, because Sparky's looting, and meanwhile IR is on the chase, and that looks very, very interesting.
It is a southwestern circle, not as far south as I would like, but it's the circle that I expected. And you see that, the reason why you see that is because, like I said, the plane path has to touch the first zone in these particular settings, and that's what we're going to get right here. Now, this is going to be bad for IR, to be honest. They are going to have weapons, but they don't have, unless this house was, these three houses were completely stacked, they're going to have nothing else. Yeah, no vest. One person has a helmet. One person has a Winnie.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is from IR. I think they were like 11th place. They may have jumped into like 10th place or so, but or actually they actually dropped a couple places, so that they're down to 13th place. So I'm not sure if they're just trying to mess with the mates and give them a hard time and try and knock them out early. That's good for the rest of the lobby, and I guess it's good maybe for their I don't know, team building exercises they're trying here, but you got to get points, and I guess this is one way to do it. Challenge the best team that's in this lobby.
I mean, you were able to get a kill the first time, right? You were able to get a kill. You were able to get some, some confidence. But with Versa not being there and Versa having the loot, I'm not sure if this is the push. They do go to a Bandita, though, again, which is a place that I don't know much about because I don't know typically how many people loot there. But
it's going to take out Zelote. D's going to trade with Nick, though. So it looks like SE is getting into it early.
But SE is huge split right here. So,
yeah, and it looks like Nick's going to go down, and Zelote is going to get back up. So that's good for NT. D, it's nice to see him not go down. Hopefully he could stay up for a little while longer as well. And let's see if NT can stack up some points, because right now they're in 12th with only a few points, so they need every point they can get right now.
This is what's the word I'm looking for here? This is just a lack of information, right? You know that. So last game NT didn't drop here, right? But this is where NT drops. So they're going to drop back with all four. Nick was there by himself. He got into that fight without his team being there with him. And there's just nothing else. There's just nothing else that can happen right there. Like you just don't want to drop in a location by yourself. You can't get any trades. It's just not worth.
Yeah, and see, this is really bad for IR right now, because now mates know what's going on now. I think they've become privy to what's happening with them, and that IR is trying to challenge that. They did this weird thing where they started a challenge, and now they've kind of grouped up, and I think mates are going to surround them, and I think they're going to probably win this stalemate in rotation. CK's in a good spot on the north side as well, and it looks like RR is going to get into it early with Berserker trying to take placement, and what a nade by Shank.
Shank with a little bit of Kobe right there. But yeah, you're right. So one of the things that you can't do when you're talking about the mates, you're talking about Invasion, RR is going to leave after that knock. I don't feel like they were only two. They were running a 2-2 split. So instead of staying for the fight, they're going to run away or leave this after this. But
That is a heads up play. Get the knock. You're not going to get the flush. You're not going to win that fight. You will lose too. That was a perfect way for them to
Smart.
escape, get out of there. That was a perfect play by RR. Berserker's going to take the position that they want. That's not prime position anyway. RR said, screw it. Let's get center circle, which they're going to do. T3 centering up as well. And like I said, AE in a really, really good spot, and so is SG.
So you're seeing like you were talking about before this with Invasion. Invasion is if you get the kill on them that first time, Dimshik is gonna figure out a way to not let you ever do that again. So they're just gonna plan for you the next time, right? So all right, you surprised them on that drop, you're not gonna surprise them again. So IR is now gonna be their targeted, the people that they target off the drop every time for the rest of, you know, their Miramar drops. So we're gonna see them do a little split, get some loot. They're gonna drive back, like you said, and they're gonna circle up and figure out a way to get the kill. But you might see GT able to take advantage of that because they're in a spot, if there's a fight, that they can third party.
Yeah, it looks like Fiddy's got him down to one HP, and they're not able to get the knocks on to NOG in rotation there, but they barely got out of that one. NOG got lucky there.
And Desto gets a knock.
Gets the knock. Boko is going to go for the res, which is probably not the smartest play, but it looks like he may be able to get it, and
wait,
he is going to get it.
Where did he get that knock from? Is this him? No. He's in this motorcycle? Oh my gosh, that was crazy. What kind of angle does he have?
Yeah, that was just a really good shot, and it looks like that's what's going to clean it up. And NOG, like I said, Boko should have just, with 1 HP, just gotten out of there and kept going. But good pickups from GT. Great shot from Desto picking up those two. And Invasion, here they are. Like I said, they're going to hold out in a 2-2 split IR, and it looks like Silem's going to go right into the open, and it should go right into the arms of GT.
Desto is he's got to be in the top 5 players. Like if you've not mentioned in your top 5, then, or your top 10 at least, then there's something wrong, right? Because he's so crazy, man. Like, he makes the plays, he hits the shots. He's a good player, young player, very good player. He's a bright future ahead of him, and his team usually is rewarded by being a top 3, top 4 finisher in most of the leagues that they're playing in.
Yeah, and if you look at the kills, I mean, GT, all of them are putting in work, honestly. I mean, Fiddy, Alduin, and Desto are all, I think, pretty much tied with kills, and they're all in the top 5. So that's really good for GT to be playing with this kind of cohesion. Alduin, as I say, that gets the knock on Asylum, where I thought that, you know, Invasion was going to have the advantage here with IR. Instead, it's GT that's getting the knocks as they try to escape and get out of this.
They might be in trouble. Let's bring it to GT's perspective in order to see who's getting these shots off and see what they're doing.
Yeah, and Fiddy going down by Sparky, and this is the problem here. Mates are getting involved, and I knew they'd get involved one way or another. They're going to get the flush onto Fiddy as well, so this is going to be a 3-man. And Asylum's going to get up. They're going to get fully healed, so Desto's got to find an angle here, but now they're fighting 2 teams, and they don't want to be doing this with only 2 kills in phase 1.
That's the truth. They do lose Fiddy, like you said, and then here comes the blue. Where exactly is... Oh, and Invasion is further in on the zone, and they might be... See, this is the thing. Desto's so good and so aggressive that he kind of gets focused sometimes because the rest of the teams are... Because he gets caught out, right? And they know it's him, and now they just focus him. So I think he's going to struggle to get back to his position. I wonder if IR has rotated very, very far away, or are they still going to be part of this fight? No, they're over the hill, so they're not going to be able to help.
Just getting out of here. They don't want any part of this. They were able to get 4 up and keep 4 up. That was a win for them. So I think they're going to go far. They might tank a little bit more blue. They might go south and pull up a little bit further. Desto, he's going to meet up with the boys. He'll be okay, even though he got caught out in rotation, and then it's going to be fine for them. But that circle goes south, shifts southwest to Valle de Mar. Now Rax getting it in onto Oklahoma, taking them out in Italian, getting some shots, great shots in rotation. This might explode for T3, and they might be going out very quickly. Gun down to 11 HP. Wow.
Race hit him for 90 right there. Those were really good shots.
And this is what I like to see from AE. They're on the move. They're not waiting for this. They're not saying, okay, we didn't get it. Warhawk taking out Jexy. That's huge. Warhawk putting in work.
Hey man, the guy's a talented player. There's no doubt about that. He's always been one of the top players, especially in the PCL. When you just consider PCL play, always been one of the top players. No doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And AE, this is a tough terrain here. This is actually very, very favorable for T3. I don't think that I think they'll be able to safely get to a compound. They might lose one more, but they might be able to get to this compound here.
Snow
and as I say that,
ground.
CERN goes down from Snow. Great shots coming in from Snow. He should be able to get that flush as well. If not, I don't think Gun's going to be able to pick him up. Blanco's the only one that's able to make it into that compound, and he's in a world of trouble. And Gun is he's done for Gun's probably done for. He's got a gauntlet to get through to get to those buildings, and Blanco's trying to just put down some cover fire, but that might not work out for him. Snow with a 3x rack's going to take out Gun as well. Jexy getting confirmed by Kid, and CERN going down, Gun going down, and it's all up to Blanco. He's going to take the Bronco and get out of there. That's a great, smart play if you're Twisted T, and that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, LKG with a smooth rotation right through the middle of Valle Del Mar. They should be able to, if they don't get greedy and take position, they should be in good position. SE finally in good position. G25 with a clean rotation. SG and WC and NT in really, really good spots. AE have put themselves in a really good spot as well. And it looks like Lou might be a little late on his rotation.
He's just following them right now. Like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and NOG's coming into some fire, and that's coming in from two teams, Berserker and LQ, which is going to give probably LQ, it's going to be bad. I think they were getting fed information there. Great pickup by nobody, but I think Berserker, is that Berserker up top?
That is Berserker 7. This is Berserker right here. What Baba.
Yeah, and it's going to be a team that is going to push onto LQ. So LQ gave up position. Now they've got one guy way out of position that's trying to get some points there. Kathy blowing up the car. That's going to take out Baba Yaga, and LQ's got a really weird split here in this 2-1. Desto getting the knock on to Versa.
Wait, Desto's fighting IR by himself back here? No, he's not. They grouped up to get the kill, and then IR is going to be able to make it out, and GT's still in the blue. Well, oh no. Berserker
is getting walked up on as well, and they're going to get the Lullaby's getting a huge knock onto RR, so that's going to hold him off for a little bit, and that's going to give that's going to give Berserker.
Oh no, it's not. Just off. But here comes Buddy. Buddy gonna make the plays. RR's done. One more left for RR. It's gonna be Wingnut. Wingnut's gonna run away from this. He has to.
Yeah, and he's probably going to, if he makes it out of this, which I don't think he does, he's going to walk right into LQ. But I think that they're going to get this. If you're LQ hopefully got the third man to him. Wingnut's going to go down in last place. They are out, Kathy, picking up that last one. And that should be, what is that, 3 or 4 kills already for Berserker? That's really good. And
4 on the money.
4 kills. Yeah, and that is really good for them. 2 members of IR going down. I'm surprised there's any members left up. I think Rit got out of there, and I think one more got out of there as well. But GT's got a very, very far rotation coming in.
This is something that we talk about for GT. Can GT win without having the favorable position that they usually have? This will be a really good game to see that, because usually they rotate early. Usually they're in the zone, they're in the middle of the zone, and they're just holding people out. They make smart rotations and they get really good shots on people, but they control every fight because of their positioning. In this particular game, if the circle doesn't pop back to them, they won't have that positional advantage. And I want to see if they can still be the team that we're used to.
Yeah, I find that a little curious of a play. I don't know, they took it personally with IR and kind of hunted them down. I think they should have rotated when they got those 2 kills early. I think they should have just rotated and played their game and got in. Now they're going to be way late, and I don't know if they're going to be able to find a spot that's going to be favorable for them. Weak coming in phase 4 probably by the time that they get in, and I don't think they're going to be able to do much.
It looks
after they get in.
My apologies. It looks like SG having scope issues. They've had 3 times all day. 3 times on DMRs all day. That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, and it looks like SE's in a decent compound. They're kind of in a fishbowl between two teams, but they've got cover if they don't peek anything, and Biscuits can get in here safe. This is good for them, and they should be able to stay up. D getting taken down by Trouble, though, and that's not a good position for them. Rit going to go down to zone there. So IR, do they have anybody else left?
Yes, they do. There must be another person there, but you know what's happening to him. It's going to be Silent. You know what's happening to him. If Dusto goes down, this is what we were talking about.
And Havoc taking the kill on that as well. That's a heads-up play by them. Flex taking down Alduin and getting the point on to Alduin. And it looks like LQ is going to be pushing up onto NOG as well.
There's still 2 members from GT in, and they're on the opposite side of this whole zone. I don't know if they know that that bad is in here. I don't think so. Yeah, they haven't pushed up.
Bad for LQ. That's a great job for them though to get 3 back together. Being a 3-man already puts them at a disadvantage, so they need to keep that 3 up. And that 2-1 split was really goofy. So them coming in from the backside and RR coming in, RR coming in on the backside and taking the attention from them is going to be huge. And Tinder is going to get the final last redeeming kill onto Silent, taking out RR in 15th, and it's just going to be Tinder up with 4. And unfortunately, phase 4 with 44 up, and you've got only 4 kills, and you've only got 1 up, and this isn't how GT plays. It's not their strength, and I think that those 4 points were not worth it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I wanted to know if they were going to be able to make a play out of that, and they just had no. It was Superman's going to go down. Another late rotation that I don't even think they were late. They were in a good spot. The circle shifted. They try to make their rotation. They're just not deep enough in the circle to not have to rotate, and then they're going to go down as well. CK has to take a fight here, and they're on the low ground. It's just going to be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, low ground, and Kidzo getting taken out by G25 Day. That's a great shot from him. But yeah, they got to push high ground as a 3-man AE spread out. They're ready for him. But
this might work
Berserker's climbing the hill too.
This might work for them.
AE might be in trouble here. All the way around. Italian gonna get, Snow gonna get the knock onto Bizarre. Exclusive gonna trade onto Italian. Demshit gonna take down Bizarre. Get the point on Bizarre. Rack's gonna go down as well to Exclusive. So this is a 3-way fight here, and I think Berserker's going to play cleanup duty, and they are. Monster taking the point on the Monster getting the knock, but Berserker going to
away. Here
clean
comes
wipe on
here
CK.
Comes Invasion, and AE still in the fight. Invasion's
still in the
fight.
Invasion's in the fight, and now this is not going to be good, and that's going to be Tinder going down in 13th as LQ picks up another kill.
Snow's going to stay alive and escape this fight right here, but now this does leave Berserker in a tough spot. Berserker starting to take shots at Invasion, and then they're going to start to receive shots from Invasion as well.
Yeah, and this is a tough spot. It looks like it's just going to be Snow up. I think he's going to play position, get out of there, and kind of see how this plays out. Invasion, they're playing it smart. They know Berserker's an aggressive team. They've got compound, they've got zone, so I don't think they're going to push out of that. LQ is pushing uphill, though, onto this, and I think Berserker is going to be ready for it. Maybe not, though.
I had to check out the circle because why is everybody here? I just don't understand what happened. Everybody just started pushing up to those fights. You could tell that this game is being played a little bit differently. If you guys understand that no one actually gets eliminated in this round, the top 8 move on to the finals, and then the next 24 play again in another grouping to determine who the top 8 right there. So you're going to see these teams play a little looser because they all have a second chance if they need one.
Yeah, absolutely, but you don't want to rely on that second chance. You don't want to be flat-footed and going off, hoping that you get out of this 24 round.
Fact.
You want to get this, and you want to get the 8. Nobody going to get caught on fire. He should be able to get a heal though, and
great molly by Havoc. Great molly by Havoc.
It's going to go down.
That nade might do some damage though. It doesn't do as much damage as I thought. That's going to be 10 kills for Berserker. Schmiller going to get knocked by Dimshik up top and confirmed. Lou has been pushed down, and nobody's still going to be okay.
Yeah, and Berserker getting more buddies getting involved over here, trying to get some kills onto Lou, or getting some shots onto Lou.
Bad might get this kill right here from behind, and nobody gets knocked by LKG.
Yeah, Karm taking out nobody. That's great for LKG. They need every point they can get right now. So good job. Smart heads up play by Karm. I knew they had a really good position going into this. I don't even know where LKG is, but I do know they had good position.
They're in Val de Mar somewhere. somewhere. And then
Yeah, SG's in trouble here, and it looks like Gotchin's going to try on a flank, not going to get it. They're going to go out in 11th. No placement points. Good pickups from Invasion, and
here they go.
WC is in great position. And yeah, good positioning from LKG. They are looking good. They've got 4 up. They've got 1
4 up,
kill.
yep.
Yeah, this is good for
G25
LKG
as
to be
well
able to
too.
pop off.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good for all these teams. This is good. But WC, like you said before, is in the position to win it. I think being a little bit on the higher ground, they might get pushed though because they're in such prime position. They may get pushed by everybody who is still alive to get in the circle, right?
Yeah, you've got the mates still up, and you got Berserker still up on the east side. So if you start taking pop shots over the west, that is when both of those professional squads are going to push, and they've got a lot of terrain to work with. And I think Snow's still camping there somewhere, just holding out. So
Sparky has been knocked.
going to get taken down. Lullaby's going to get taken down. So now we're in a fight with Invasion and Berserker. 3 downs. Havoc's the only one up. He's going to confirm the point onto Demchik, and it looks like 6 kills so far. It's a 2v1 on Havoc.
Who tries to shoot through this window?
And he does.
both do.
Crazy shot onto Tactical. It's a 1v1 right now. And this is going to be a huge wipe if he could take out Gravity. He's instead going to pick up, not going to be able to pick up Lullaby.
Sparky on his way as well.
And Havoc's problem is he's going to get shot in the back. And 11 kills, even if they go out in 10th here, that's not a bad job there. Zaloti going to take a kill on to G25. D going to take one on the Clap. G25 is in trouble, and AE Snow goes down.
Havoc gets another knock.
And Havoc does get the knock, but he is not able to finish him off as Tac gets the res, or gets
2 more
res
points for his
rather.
team. They have 12.
And that is huge for them, and they got placement points. They did get a placement point for that as well.
And
WC should be able to take advantage of this and get aggressive. It looks like they are. They're going to take their angles. They're going to take out. Mates have 1 up, I believe. Sparky.
Yep, Sparky. This is the benefit of having.
Go out.
This is the benefit of having Warhawk back that WC has. The benefit of having Warhawk back is he doesn't care about your positioning, right? He doesn't care that they're in the best position in the game. He hears shots, he's gonna go fight that. And he's good enough to fight that in a smart way. And then he has Flacco, the veteran with him, and Flacco's gonna go and they're gonna be able to start wiping teams or at least getting third-party opportunities that really affect the game, right? And right there, that's one of the ones that you're talking about. Because usually what would have happened is this team would have stayed in the compound since they were in zone and in a good position and not pushed out towards the fight. And then they would have just said, all right, we'll wait until gatekeep them later. And then Sparky would have been able to heal and do everything else that he needed to do. Instead, WC turns around, pushes to that fight, tries to pick up as many kills as they can, affected the fight in a great way. And now there's nobody behind them. They've cleared it all out.
Well, look at the roster. I mean, you're looking at, Flacco, Trouble. All of these guys love to shoot. They love to fight. They love to get into fights. So, they were all taking angles. And they do really good, both Trouble and Warhawk, taking different angles and really being able to surround and play really big.
I agree with that. If you had to mention a team on paper that looked completely stacked, if you knew anything about competitive, or if you knew anything about PUBG period, it would be WC. You would say WC is stacked. When they mention the roster, you have to say that.
It's tough because the WC stacked, GT stacked, Berserker stacked. Right. I mean, there's so many good teams, and that's what I love to see about this in these rounds. And as we get into the final 16, down the line, it's going to be even more so. But SE has had a rough game. At least they're getting some placement points here. NOG still able to snake. And look at Blanco coming out, dipped in the Bronco. And now he's got tons of terrain to play where he could feasibly get, a second place finish just by hanging out. And NOG's got a tougher time because they've got LKG and he's got to cross that road.
Now, WC can't risk a knock right here. I mean, they could, but they don't want to lose a player. They have the high ground. I think NT, middle of zone, no matter where it goes, they should be all right here. So we might see this be an NT game.
Yeah, I really like NT on this one for sure. I think WC, they've got the high ground. They've got the confidence going in, but NT's finally got it together. They finally kind of grouped up. D's not going down right away. They're getting kills. D's getting kills. That's huge for them. Look at him, 3 kills there. So, think about the first 2 games. If D didn't go down early, would he have gotten 3 kills? Maybe, maybe not, but that's potentially 6 kills and probably placement points if they're able to keep more up. So you could see the effect that they have, that NT has when they are able to get position and keep 4 up. They've got 5 kills, and they are in a really, really good compound with SE trying to, struggle their way in. LKG should get in with plenty of terrain, and they might be able to pick up kills onto Bad, as well as Blanco.
Circle has shifted away from LKG. They're going to have to start walking up a little bit out of cover, and this means Bad's going to have to start walking up as well. And I think Blanco is still in. Let's make no, Blanco is out as well. So it's going to be look at this. They're going to hard shift to the right now, to the east if we're LKG, and they are going to run into Blanco, and they're just going to try to, oh no, they might not. WC might be able to get some takedowns here. Kids went down early. I didn't even see that for WC. So they're just going to 3-man it up here. And somebody does have a crate weapon. I believe it was an AUG, because it's always an AUG. And you're going to give it to this guy, right? Oh, not this guy. This guy's going to be in the blue. You're going to give it to, wait, is he going to be able to make it out of here?
Yeah, it looks like Bad should be able to get it out of here. Karm going down to Warhawk, and
that's the guy with the AUG. Right.
He should be able to take he should be able to take the kill though. If you're Bad, you should be able to take that kill. Warhawk's going to get the confirm though. So Bad's got to kind of think, do I want placement or do I want to snag a couple kills here? And it looks like he's opting into placement and just kind of sneaking around. And Blanco, he can't really pop his head out either way because he's got WC looking one way and on top of him, and he's got LKG to the left. So it looks like he's going to opt for the lower ground, and that's probably the smart play, honestly. With NT, they're holding position. I would definitely be doing, it looks like, yeah, they did get one up high. That's D, taking out Biscuits, and doing exactly what they should be doing, collecting those kills. They get the confirmed. Blanco is going to steal one, but go down to Warhawk before he's able to get that confirmed. So they're either going to get him up, or Warhawk might take it. And it looks like D's going to get the kill onto Willard. And Bad took it, which is good for him. Bad for LKG. They're down to 2 players now. And 1 player now. Saint goes down. He's going to get the flush on him, so there's only 1 player remaining. That's Diggleton. So it's Bad versus Diggleton in a 1v1. Let's see what they can do. Bad's got some utility to use. And let's see if Diggleton can hold it. He's not able to get that molly, so he's actually going to go out in 4th, which is huge for Bad, holding on to 3rd place, getting placement and 2 kills. That is a whiff from LKG.
Bad
and NT now
man.
Moving. Yeah, and now D is on a roll, 7 kills. They've moved out of that position. They've taken a lot of real estate on that low ground. They got a lot of terrain to work with, and Bad is a bad man. He's able to snake this out and hopefully get a 2nd place, maybe even make this a headache for NT as WC pushes down.
Trouble's gonna try to angle him out here. I don't know if he actually knows where he's at right now. No, he thinks he's at the shack, so he's gonna miss Bad unless Bad makes himself, gives up his position. I doubt that's just gonna happen. He's gonna smoke it out, try to just cause some problems. NT cannot lose a player to Bad. They just can't. If they lose a player to Bad, then it's gonna be a 3v3, and it's not gonna be that pretty because they are on the low ground. Here it is.
Yeah, and NG's not having a bad game. NOG's not having a bad game at all either. They're in 10th place right now, and this is going to be good for them as far as placement, and they picked up a few kills. So it looks like NT, I don't like this split at all. They're a little bit too far away from each other, and it looks like Bad's going to be able to get in now. He's going to be seen by Trouble, and he's going to go out in 3rd. So now it's going to be a 3v4, but NT's in a 2-2 split, and WC's got the high ground. So we'll see how this pans out. NT, they don't have a whole lot of cover on the left, but if they were able to move sooner, they might have been able to get an angle onto Flacco, but now they're in a tough situation. So we'll see how it is. DN Arctic did take middle ground, which is not bad at all, but Warhawk and
Trouble's gonna go
Arctic,
down.
that is huge for NT. Warhawk and who's the last one up? Flacco are the last 2 up, and they're in a 1-1 split.
He's
so
just telling Flacco to stay alive. That's all he's saying.
Yeah, and I think NT is going to either hear this. They should hear sound cues. If not, they're in trouble, and they are definitely in trouble here. He's not able to get it. And it looks like they're going to swarm on him. This should open up Flacco to get some kills, though. He is able to get one and confirm the point. That's huge. That's 5 kills for Warhawk. That's 8 overall. So D finally goes down, and now Warhawk's going to go down to Zaloti. They're going to immediately shift focus, and
Blanco did get a knock, but he goes down instantly. That's going to be Arctic taking him down.
kills for NT.
Mm-hmm.
Next threat absolutely needed that. They were in 12 points. They only had 5 points in 2 games. They absolutely needed a 20-point banger there, and they produced really smart plays, getting rid of that 2-2 split and going down to the compound and teaming up. They got good positioning there. LKG had wonderful position. Unfortunately, only 1 kill out of it, and 4th place. Good job from Bad, 4 kills by himself. NOG snaking a 3rd place. Great job from NOG getting that 3rd place, and great job from NT not throwing that 3v4 and winning that game.
Let me touch on something that you said earlier. When you mentioned how NT is playing, right? It shows what can happen if NT has 4 people up at the end of the game. If they can somehow manage to keep their team together going into the end game, they have a wonderful chance of winning because they're players that can play. They're real comfortable with each other. They've been playing on the same team forever, it seems like. And if they can just not die in the early game and then make it to the end game, they can do so many things. And it's good to see that they played that well right there. Also, you could sort of see the rust for Warhawk right there, because a couple of months ago he's getting a quick 2-piece on the knock and he's moving to the next player, right? So
I think if he had his red dot out, if he had the red dot out, I think he would have gotten both kills on that. That's just my personal opinion. He had the 4x. I think it sailed on him a little bit. By the time he switched over the red dot, he only had 10 bullets in the magazine, and he didn't really have a chance there because Zaloti, heads up by him, rotated over there to give him a 3-1 advantage. So, but no, I mean, when I mentioned D going down twice, it wasn't like a slight onto D. It was like,
yeah,
man, that really is a bad for NT. Both of those games
he's
losing
needed.
him early
Right.
because he's absolutely needed.
He's
You see
needed.
that there. I think he picked up 5 or 6 kills by himself, so that was a great job. And again, great job from NT. So yeah, I just unfortunately Warhawk. I don't think
Look
it
at
was
this right
rust. I
here.
think that 4x.
No,
Yeah, great job from Bad.
I don't know, man. The man doesn't sell the 4 times is what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. He doesn't sell the 4 times. That's a rare occasion for him. He usually that should be spot. He's a spot on person. So it shocks me that he's missing these shots, right? Because he usually doesn't miss shots. That's my thing. And it's probably, he'll say he whiffed or he'll say it's rust. One of the two. But your second game back, I don't know if you're gonna make a two or a 4K right there by yourself. But he had the position. He was telling Flacco probably like stay alive. Flacco gets the knock up top. Think about how the game changes. If he's able to get these 2 knocks, Flacco gets a knock on top already. So it's a 2v1 and they win the game. But yeah, it's a good play, well played. They still got to where they were at. They got a bunch of kills in that game, right? They got a bunch of kills, but NT is the star of the show, of course. But Bad is still a bad man. He has to go out. He has to get some honorable mention. He snaked the entire game, Nick. The entire game.
LKG did not have a clue. He was there until it was way too late. And by then, they were already getting hammered from Warhawk. And it was just a bad series of events that just fell apart for LKG, where they looked in really prime position to get, top 3, maybe even top 2 finish with the terrain that they had and zones that they got. And then getting a 4th with 1 kill, unfortunately, is just rough for LKG. So the struggle continues for them. But great plays from Bad. That's how you snake. That is how you play that late game there. So good job from them. If you're Warhawk, though, we're going to go with the 4x. We're going to blame the 4x on that.
Man, this is a great game. I'm glad to see that teams like NT are stepping it up and they're showing that their true potential. Again, remember, all these points are cumulative over all the groups. So you're not just playing for today, you're playing for the course of the entire round. So every group has 6 opportunities to play. So in your 6 opportunities, you just want to make sure that you perform your best. What we wanted to do was give everybody a double chance to play. Everybody two chances to play in each group, and that's what's going to happen here. And the smoke hurt him too right there. He can't see through the smoke, and he misses the last shot. So that's just a good play. I don't know who was fighting right there. I think that was D for him to move out of there kind of quickly. No, that wasn't D. That was Arctic who got out of there to save his skin right there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Arctic got out of there, and Zaloti got the he rotated. He was on the back end and rotated. But 10 kills, GG's for NT, GG's for WC though. They're moving up as well. And again, what we're seeing is AE, CK. Some of these teams falling short. We're expecting bigger things from them. To a lesser extent, Invasion. Obviously coming off of a big win, game one.
we'll be right back after this intermission, everybody. We're glad to have you. Welcome back, everybody. This is the PCL. I am your host, Invasion Bing, here with Nick 80 Proof. The PUBG Console League is bringing you the Championship Series 9 right now, the NA side of things. What we're doing is we're dropping into our fourth and final match. It's going to be Aaron Go. We've had 3 spectacular matches. One won by Dub C, the other won by, who was the second winner? Wait, no. First winner was Invasion. Second winner was WC. The third winner right there was NT. Dropping into the fourth game. Let's see where people go. It looks like it's going to be a flight path from Primorsk to Stabler. It's going to be crazy. Anything you would like to say? Nick, I've talked most of the day. Oh, I guess Nick isn't with us right now, but he'll be back for sure. So what we're doing, we're seeing there's going to be 3 teams dropping in to Poly right now. We haven't seen this in a long time. You got CK dropping on their side. GT's going to drop in the middle. LKG looks like they're going to hit the northernmost apartments. We're also going to have WC, who usually drops power, going to drop somewhere else. Flacco gets ran over by Warhawk, and there's going to be a player down here punching him out.
Oh my goodness, what is going on? Flacco is going to go out to some punches. I don't know what's happening here. Shank's gonna get run over, and this is absolutely ridiculous. So they're each gonna lose one, and they should both play it out 3-man. That is really weird gameplay. That's crazy. That might be the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna front. That might be the craziest thing I've ever seen. We have GT's gonna be in Millie. You have SG over here in Quarry. Again, first flight, like right off the plane path, right? They just jumped over here. Then you have AE and Primorsk. NOG is gonna do South George. Chopsticks for T3. Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting for how T3 wants to play it. If you notice, mates go back to Pachinki, go after a couple weird games on Miramar. They're like, screw this, let's go back to what we do and play strong. And that's exactly what they're doing. AE, if they don't get held out from SG, they should have pretty easy rotations in there. RR losing one early, Shank with the comical punch out. I'll take it. I'll take it for just for comedic value.
He'll take the trade too. Like. If you're RR and you're in a situation where I think last game, I'm not sure how many kills they got, but there are teams that haven't gotten any kills today or are getting low amounts of kills. Taking that early punch out and going for the 1-1 trade, not something that you want to do all the time, but hey, you're gonna get ran over anyway. There, you lost the fight you lost the race to the car, so you might as well just try to get a kill right there. It happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And next threat was I think they were like 10th before they jumped up 8 places, or no, they were 12th before they jumped up 8 places up to 4th. GT's at 3rd. Invasion's dropped down to 2nd, and Winter Circle is at 38 points in 1st place right now. Twisted T's dropped down to 5th. Berserkers jumped up 7 points with that performance as well to be in 7th. AE holding on to 8th, and NOG from bad snaking and those extra kills that Bad got, they jumped up 4 places into 6th place. That's really good for NOG. Really good games out of Berserkers, even though they didn't place. Right now, going into map 4, I was just going to say Space Havoc is actually the kill leader. So getting a knock there in rotation is huge onto Warhawk, because you don't want to deal with Warhawk late game. So that is a very huge pickup for Space in rotation, and Trouble looks like he's going to try to get some. Yeah, he was going to try to get some cover on it. Yeah, he's going to get out of there, and that's a smart call for sure. Great pickup and great kill in rotation from Space Havoc, who is the kill leader right now with 10 kills, and Tack is in 2nd with 8.
So what we're seeing here is WC losing 2 members early. That's huge, and that's just because they didn't drop it their normal spot. They couldn't reach. They want to get vehicles and then make it to power, and they just couldn't make it to power this game, and they're gonna lose some people because of it. Now we're gonna have Biscuits. I don't know where Biscuits is going, but we'll stick with him. as he's getting shot at. That's Wingnut shooting a Uzi. Not gonna be able to get any damage done from that, or not enough.
Yeah, but they did take out a tire, so Biscuits is going to have kind of a struggle here, and SC's just had a struggle rotating in general because he's going to go up right in. If he doesn't take that small compound, he's going to go walk right up onto Berserkers, who's got a really clean split, and LKG going to get out of there out of Yaz. That was a 3-man drop. LKG probably should do some research on that to know the teams that dropped there, but they did get out of that, and Tactical is going to take down his teammate with an ump. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looks like LQ is going to get into it, and Sparky's going to go down as well. So this is really, really bad for the mates as nobody picks up the confirm onto Demshik. And Karm going to go down. Goody going to go down. And wow, LKG, Saint, and Karm going to take out WC, and they're out first.
So there is a pickup that's going down right here for Sparky. And yeah, you're right. That looked to be, maybe they hopped out the car at the same time, or maybe it was a drive-by situation and he just sprays them. But whatever it was, that is not gonna bode well for Invasion. Invasion's gonna try to back up off this. Sparky's gonna be in a 1v with Lou as Lou starts to push up. Oh, Lou is healing. I was just gonna say,
yeah, number one out first, and it looks like Lou getting some shots on his Sparky. Sparky with great shots, and he's able to flush him and get the confirm. Nobody on a very far rotation. Sparky's gonna get knocked with a great nade.
Excellent
nade.
And
it looks like I don't know if Invasion's gonna even play this out. I think they might just take the 2-man and just get out of there. And LQ's gonna end up with 2 out as well. So smart heads up play to get out of there for Grav and Tac to stay up. WC going out first after being in first and getting to first and second place. So Flex getting the flush onto Sparky, and Invasion is heading out of there. Great location for LKG. They found a spot, a great spot for RRCK Soup by himself on an island. I'm not sure if that's planned or if he's waiting for his team or if they didn't rotate. I'm not sure where that is.
I think he's the first one out, waiting for his team to rotate to him. Well, I think he might have tried to go where RR was and then found out that there was a team here, and now he has to figure out what to do. He's probably the scout person right now.
There we go, D putting in work into Versa.
Yeah, you get the res here. This is a good spot for NT as long as LQ doesn't rotate up on him. IR is going to have to fight this from a distance.
Yeah, and IR is in a good position there. It's a great compound to have. So they'll trade shots. They might trade downs. If they're smart, they'll kind of save it into late game. This is phase 1, so I wouldn't get cute with any cheeky peeks right now. But this is a good position for both NT and another 2-2 split. So they're very comfortable in these 2-2 splits. We'll see if it works. And Havoc getting more kills. There goes Fitty going down in Hall of Fame, and it looks like they're going to try to hold up. And Berserker's they're gonna push on this.
Oh, this is going to be tough for GT again. Not having the positional advantage might hurt them. They are going to be in the compound, but they don't know where everybody is. They're going to get pushed from both sides. They don't have the peaks and the angles that they're looking for. This might be tough for them. It's one thing, I think, the one chink in GT's armor, they're going to have to figure out a way when they're not in, they don't have the strategical advantage over someone to win the fight. Sometimes they do it when Dusto makes a hell of a play, but in other times they kind of get rolled in this situation. And you want to see if they can fix that.
Yeah, and it looks like Berserker, they're clean. They don't have any third-party, threats or anything like this, so they should be able to win this fight. And I wouldn't take this position if you don't know how to hold it. And as I say that, Desto getting amazing shots onto Buddy. Buddy staying up somehow. He's going to get a heal off, and RR is going to go down in 15th. So it looks like CK wanted that spot. They took it. Exclusive teamed up with Soup, and they got it done. But yeah, if you don't know how to hold this compound, I wouldn't take it. And that's kind of what it's looking like, is that they're having a rough time holding this compound. I don't know if they were just surprised or what, but Desto's on fire. He's going to get a heal off though, and it's going to be a little bit of a stalemate. So Berserker's going to have to find a play here, what they want to do, because if they take too long on this, other teams will start to get involved, and they need to take this and they need to win this in a 4v3 situation.
Desto down to 4 bandies, and that might hurt him later on. If he doesn't get a first aid, if somebody doesn't bring him one, there it is. Alwa's going to bring him a first aid. He's going to get into these fights, and it looks like AE's getting into a fight with SG elsewhere.
Yeah, Snow taking out Jaxie with a nade, and great flush by Italian. So great teamwork there, and that's a big knock for sure. And yeah, GT is just gonna have to hold some angles here. They maybe take one. Yeah, Alduin maybe getting upstairs. He's not, but maybe getting some angles and trying to play some angles because Berserker's got him surrounded. And but like I said, they need to make a play here because this isn't really prime real estate anymore. And there's teams that are rotating around them. SE said, "Screw this. Let me just get out of here and get some placement." SE's had some rough rotations, so they're gonna try to get position early. And Schmillen's in trouble. Jexy's down, and we've got
this whole fight was taking place in Potato. And look at that. Buddy's gonna get that knock on Desto, and then Havoc's gonna get a kill right there as well. As soon as we leave, the fighting starts. And now we have AE, like you said, AE in a good spot. They both wanted to go to Potato, and it looks like they're just gonna like a little standoff, right? Jexy and Snow both getting knocked up there, and now each teammate.
Yeah, Lullaby taking out Alduin, Buddy getting taken down by Tinder. So Tinder, I believe, is the last one up. He is going to get wiped, so they're going to go out in 14th. That's really bad for GT. I think Berserk only lost one out of that. Jexy's going down slowly, but they did get him up, and it looks like Snow didn't. They did not get Snow up, so
Race got
it's going to be a
as well over
2v4.
there.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2v4 situation. And here we go. AE in a very precarious situation, very early on, phase 2, out of position, or in position rather, but out of placement. And this is not good with 0 kills.
Watchers are going to try to run away from this. It's going to be pretty tough because SG isn't going to back off this fight, especially that they got 2 down and they know that the ridges are like this. They might just be looking for like Laser's just not looking the right way. When he figures out where the team is, he's going to start pushing that way.
Yeah, and this is good for SG. Potato's a very strong, not a compound, but it's a very strong position to hold. Great shots onto Watches with that 3x headshot. And it looks like if you are Italian, you're going to sneak out of here, and he is going to do just that. But they're going to be on the chase. They're going to be chasing him hard, and they're going full 4-man, full sprint, guns down, going after Italian, and I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out of this.
He's going to turn and fight this. He's going to have to, and then he's going to go get taken down. That's what you see.
For AE, obviously going out 13. That's bad for GT going out 14th. So Berserker putting on a show here with a lot of kills. I think they lost one, but even with a 3-man, that's very, very strong, showing that aggressive play style here. But they're going to have to rotate past CK, and it looks like they're going to get Kathy is going to get. Yeah, he's going to take some scouting here, and it looks like CK wants to get involved in this, but SE has line of sight, it looks like, onto CK. So this might get a little tough for Berserker, and this might get a little tough for all 3 of these teams as they all have to feed into the mates.
And it looks like SG in a really great position, but look who we're not talking about. NT again, middle zone might be able to take everything over today. And win back-to-backs if the circle continues. Like the spot from CK.
Yeah, great job by NT, but again, they're in a goofball split, and if they get run up on by like T3 in a 4v2, and there goes Clap going down by Boko, NOG racking him up.
Wait.
But if they, yeah, that's in the woods there. They're gonna be able to pick him up. But yeah, if they get caught in that 2 split and T3 decides, hey, we want to push position and take that hill, and they get a 4-2, then you're going to be stuck with NT in apartments as a 2-man. So hopefully they by phase 4 they 4 up. And I think they're going to wait to see how that plays out. First is going to get taken out by Day as well. He is on his second and third knock. He's going to go down, and Day's going to get the point for that. SE is in trouble now. G25, I'm sorry, should be pushing on this. And
they're getting tagged from the L compound that is across or right by apartments. So that's who's shooting at G25. IR hasn't been able to put any damage on them yet. And then SE Nick takes down Gravity, and then Tacticals is going to get 2 kills right there. And then Gravity's going to nade himself as well.
Yeah, it's a tough break. You got the nade in your hand. You got it primed, and unfortunately got knocked with it in his hand. So GG's on that.
CK has made their rotation too, and now they're fine.
Yeah, CK's in. CK's good. Berserker's in. They're good. LQ taking some shots from Invasion. CK looking to capitalize on G25 and IR here in the blue, and they might do just that.
North was in the blue, got another knock, and then tries to back this car up and leave. Tacticals is knocking Willard inside of that compound over there. I just want to see if he survives this. Don't understand how he's able to escape. And
Yeah,
IRs.
so he's gonna take a full for north rotation, which is actually a really smart play. If he can get in and avoid all of this riffraff, he should be just fine. NOG getting pushed meanwhile by G25. They're in a really good position, and G25 is just trying to stay alive here. Looks like they are going to get all four over here, but they're gonna immediately get right into a fight with who is that over there? Shooting over at him.
Oh, this is NOG's getting shot at. All right, so CK shooting at them as well, but somebody in this compound over here, that's going to be LKG is shooting from the opposite side. And Willard does go down eventually to attack as the rest of SE doesn't even push over there. This is a weird fight. I'm sorry, everybody at home. We don't pick these colors. It's going to be light brown on dark brown. That has nothing to do with us. And then Asylum does make it out of here.
Yeah, another tough one for IR there, but they were able to keep one up. Is SE able to keep one up, or do they got one guy?
SE has two. SE has two up.
Okay. Baba Yaga getting the first knock on to North, so that's a good 4-3 situation for them, and they've got the angles here, so it looks like they might be in a good situation to pick up some kills here.
Oh, look at Baba Yaga. He's playing so aggressive after he did after he made some of those plays that he made earlier today. But bad. Oh,
big nade, but Monster's going to get the knock onto A-Clue, so that's really good for CK. But this is kind of throwing a little wrench into NOG's game plan here. They were hoping for a clean wipe, and now instead they're getting they're having to pick up their teammates from CK. Elsewhere, Space Havoc is going off, getting another knock.
Bad's gonna get that knock. They're gonna get the wipe right there. That's
an absolutely clean wipe onto G25.
Here comes
They
CK
isolated
though, right?
him. Yeah, they isolated him into that, but they will go up into this 4-up. CK is going to get involved early. Monster with the nade out, nade prime, nade ready. They're not going to get him up in time. CK is with a very, very aggressive push. That's going to be very good for them, holding them to a 4-3. And let's see what Boko is going to do to trade out. Tack with another knock with that UMP. Bizarre getting a knock onto Bad. Bizarre getting a knock onto Baba Yaga. It's all down to Boko, and he is by himself now, and he is going to get isolated and taken out.
Well done by
Lullaby
CK.
is going to get taken out by nobody. Great job from CK. That's exactly what they needed, some aggressive play and a clean wipe. D taking out Zingus. SE can't catch a break today, and that is unfortunate for them. LKG, so it did look like NT did get out of the apartments. They did 4-up, which is very smart because now they're going to have shots onto LKG as long as they could stay out of sight. Nobody confirmed the kill onto Lullaby, but they as long as they stay out of sight from T3 in that split compound, they should be pretty good. And LKG is still sitting pretty as well in that.
Lullaby goes down to the blue.
But,
while that was happening, Tack did eventually go down off that push by he got a trade going on, so he's out of the game
with a nasty headshot onto Soup. They should be able to get Soup up. He is safe, but that is a great shot by some of those LKG players. But meanwhile, D, there he goes, taking out Saint, and Don't Miss is cleaning it up. So there's great job, great heads up play by them, and D again staying up, and here he is with 2 early. Goody getting the knock onto Exclusive as well. Nobody getting the knock onto Monster. So this is very bad. Exclusive getting confirmed. Very bad situation for CK, going from a position of strength to getting smacked around by LQ and from LKG.
Just a tough position. Whenever apartments are in, it's very tough to make the rotation by them. Only reason they the high ground, they have all the looks. Havoc is absolutely beaming tonight. Has Gadrin down to maybe 1 or 2 shots. Oh, and then Schmillen making Kathy pay. Now this is going to be bad. I don't think that Havoc is going to be able to do anything because of the rotation. And as I say that, he knocked Schmillen, but then Laser's going to get the knock right there on Havoc, and now they're going to get a res.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they're going to go out. They did get 6 kills there, so that's a great job from them. They're going to be, I know they were already 7th place, so they're going to jump up a couple places, but not placing there is tough. But they had a tough fight all the way in, so they did a great job. Right now, Space Havoc is the kill leader for this tournament right now. So LKG going to move out of apartments, or at least move up. I don't know if they know if Biscuits is still hanging out there, but they are getting some shots onto NT, and NT is going to find themselves in trouble here if once LQ and SG get involved.
Looks like LQ might be still focusing down on, yes, they are on CK. Oh, they both had some tags right there for big damage. I'm not sure if they knew they hit though. You know, sometimes you take those last few shots and you turn away and you don't know if you hit the person or not. I think that's what just happened right there because he hit him for like 70 or 80. If he would have just kept his shots going, he might have got a knock right there. And as I say that, Bazaar is just getting ran through. And then that's it. He's going to give himself up to don't miss. Bazaar does go down to flex, but nobody going to go down to don't miss, and that's going to be tough. Here come the smokes, but the zone's going to start closing in. Super's going to try to get
it. NT's going to capitalize on this. I don't think they're going to be able to get it up. CK is going to just sneak on in here, probably get some cheeky kills onto LKG. Let's see what Soup can do with a one-man game, 6 kills, and their replacement.
UMP, he's going to get a knock right there.
Yeah, and he gets the point, so that's 7 kills. That's a great job for Soup. Heads up play for him. He's going to be able to clean it up. LKG knows where he's at now, but they still have Biscuits sitting there in their compound, and I don't think that they know it, and I think Biscuits might be a thorn in their side coming out of here. But Soup's going, you know, from into the, what is it, out of the fire into the frying pan? Or
yeah, out of the frying pan into the fire. You're definitely right about that. And you know what hurt him right there? What hurt him was IR shooting from pool. That really put him in a bind because he was just gonna full on send that run down the middle of apartments, but he just couldn't make it there.
Meanwhile, Silent getting a great knock onto Arctic. IR definitely needed that knock, and NT definitely didn't. Laser almost getting the kill onto NG, but they're not. Godrin's gonna steal that kill, and
don't miss his knock.
I'm sorry. He's going to get the knock and the confirm onto that. So NT's in trouble. This is where the 2-2 split does not play out because now you've got one knocked on each side. One gets flushed. Now you're going to have to regroup and play. So great job. IR's got to have to move out of this. They still didn't get any kills out of this. Flex is in trouble. LKG, I don't know how they're going to get out of this, and I don't know what SE Biscuit's going to do. Poor guy.
Salem is able to spot someone, but not able to get the shots down. And like you said, Biscuit's still trapped in this place. But look at this. Twisted T has the opposite side of the map held down, and they stab a 4-man up. Listen to me right now. They're going to capitalize on this time, and they're going to win the game instead of not winning it at the end. I
hope so. They should already be in position. They've had compound. They got blessed with this compound for 3 circles now. They've been patient. They let NT move around. Now's the time to take up that ridge, and it looks like they are going to start doing that because they're going to have to put some fire onto SG because as good of a position that you think that they have, great shot from Zelodi onto Zen, and Biscuit's just going to nade himself.
And then Diggleton going out. Flex. Oh, so Flex might get the wipe on LK. And as I say that, he gets it.
Ooh. So great job from Flex. 8 kills, 4 and 4. So they're really showing out. Flex and nobody right now. 8 kills. They are in top 5. That is huge plays from LQ. And as much as I'd like to see Twisted T do this, I do think that if SG can stay strong on this.
One. So they
did lose one?
Yep.
Okay, so this might be T3. If they can get a push here and isolate Godrin and get a knock onto Godrin, then I think this is their game for sure.
All they have to do is play with some confidence here, like they've been in this circle before, because they have today. If they can just play like they know how to play, I think that they can get this win, because everybody else is going to be playing a little hesitant, because everybody has one player up. IR is going to go down. Godrin is down.
Isolate. There it is. They get the isolation kill, and now it's just Laser by himself. Looks like he may be able to take out 1 or 2, but I don't think he's going to get the flush, and I don't think he's going to be able to take out all 3 by himself. And T, hopefully they take cues from this and capitalize on it, and I think this is good for LQ because Flex can just kind of hang out and play for placement here.
These are good smokes, I think. I think he should throw one on his teammate, but we'll see what happens. Good nade right there to push him off the cover. Blanco's going to try to do something here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got stirring up. They didn't need the smoke for it. I think NT needs to capitalize on this and rotate. And it looks like they're doing just that. Because if they're going to take out Twisted T, then, you're going to need position. So it looks like they're opting for center compound. They're going to let it all kind of come to them and feed to them. They are still center compound. Flex is going to have to get in. But T3 is just taking way too long for this one guy.
They rotated away from that. They've rotated away from the fight for Laser, and this might cost him right here because Laser's knocked. He might back away from this. Actually, this may help him in the long run because Laser might focus on next threat, because he knows there's a 4-man on his left. Let's see what he does, because he might be the factor, the determining factor in the fight. We'll see.
Well, these are the wild cards. Flex
Right.
has a great position to third party, and so does Laser now. So these two wild cards are going to be a thorn in both NT and T3 side. If it comes down to which one's going to win, I think NT is going to get an early trade, and I think they're going to win. However, if Flexed and Laser get a knock onto one of these guys, then that's going to completely flip the script. And Flex is in, so he's
Flex
clean
is
in. And he's comfortable on that tree. He's just going to play that out until next zone for sure. And T3 still scrambling, still talking about it, I guess.
Everybody's just gonna play for that next zone. Laser's gonna. They know where he's at. Looks like Cern's gonna have some shots down on him. This might cause him to rotate. This might be the thing. If they could just keep him away from this side and have him rotate to the right, if they're not gonna kill him, this might help them out. And he is gonna rotate to the right.
Yeah, and that's going to force that play, and NT should be able to pick it up. But, again, this is just taking way too long on these fights. And like I said, it's going to open up the opportunity for Flex to get involved and for Laser to get involved. If you are not confident to push a 4-man up on one guy, that's not a good sign as a team.
Gun's going to push up a little bit. I think he sees NT. Not sure of their angles right now.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird compound. It's super open. There's one shack and like an open shack, so it's kind of really weird that you don't have a lot of line of sight up, and you do have that little ridge down. So if they think they're clear in the north side and they think that they could play that ridge and fall back on it, the problem is that they don't know that Flexed is there, and Flexed, if they do need to rotate out, is going to be able to mop all of them up.
It also looks like Twisted T is still looking for Laser in that same spot that he was in, and he's rotated down a little bit now. Circle does go to Twisted T's favor, so there is going to be more fighting with Next Threat, and Next Threat's going to have to walk out and make some plays. So they're going to be in a riskier position than they were before. They can stay here for one more phase, but remember, phase 9 coming up is just going to be everybody walking out. Phase 9 is the last phase in competitive esports. And you just got to walk out here and start fighting.
Yeah, well, NT's heard everything that's going on, so they know, okay, there's at least one guy up to my south side. They know where T3 is, so I would be flexing that southeast side and wrapping that wedge there and taking top position and fighting my way through. Even as a 3-man, I would be fighting my way through, knowing that it's T3.
There it is. Flex is going to be the person. He's going to knock Zaloti.
And that's exactly what I talked about. Coming in from behind, this is going to be a huge disappointment for NT if they're not able to get him. They do get Flex. They should be able to pick Zaloti back up. They are going to be able to come in. T3 is not going to push on it, not going to capitalize on it. They're going to keep position, get some shots that aren't going anywhere. So this is really good for NT. They were able to get the extra kill. Good try from LQ there, but they're going to get smokes out. They're going to get position now. They've got tons of position to play, and now this is actually really good for Laser because he could sit back and wait for all of this to happen. He's barely in zone right now, and if he catches Cern or one of these guys out of rotation, he's going to be able to maybe even win this.
This is a good move down from Blanco. He's going to be all right. Him and Gun are going to have to make a play here. Do any one of them have... And then Laser's going to knock D, and then that's another one. That's going to be huge. There's not going to be a chance for a res in phase 9. They know
so
how.
Cern's going to take out Laser, so now it's a 4v2.
All
men should be charging. It looks like they are. This is a tough spot for NT to be in. They're trying to get the res. There's a ton of smoke out there. They're going to get the knock on the Blanco. Arctic's going to get the knock. He's just spraying into the smoke. It looks like they got him up, so now it's a 3v3, and it looks like T3 is going to get the knock onto Arctic. Yes, he is, and he's going to get the flush for it. Zaloti's down as well, so it's now 1 Oklahoma. Is he going to get it? No, he's going to get knocked. He's going to get...
That's a win. Gun ends up getting them both. Well done, T3. It was different, but they did get the win. The thing that you like to see about them, though, is they're learning from the mistakes that they made. Earlier, this did take a little long to materialize, but they were able to make the push over there and get the kills. What you would like to see though is instead of them shooting from a distance like they were doing when that initial knock came down, they should rotate into position in order to see what they're shooting at. Right there, we saw it was a nail biter when Gunn was just shooting into the smoke, but he was able to correct his fire and get the knock, and you love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, going down, fanning out on that 2-2 split was really risky because if NT was 3 up and they were able to take those two, then they definitely would have lost that game. But they were able to hold it. That was a great job from T3. They were patient. They didn't force anything. I definitely would have forced the issue onto Laser. If I was NT, I definitely would have pushed up that south side and kind of brought the fight to Laser and taken the high ground, which would have gave me better fighting position for T3, but T3 took their time. They knew better than I did, and they got the dub, and they did get 7 kills to go with it. So that's 17 points. That's huge for Twisted T, who is in fifth. So that's going to jump them up into top 3, I think, after GT and GT had kind of a rough game, but Next Threat was 4th. So, they got some placement points there as well, getting 2nd. They did get some kills there at the end as well. So that was great job from Next Threat. Great job from Twisted T. Great job from Laser as well. I think did he get 1 extra kill out of that?
I think he did pick up the kill on D, or at least he knocked him. I'm not 100% sure, but
he didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
Oh, he got res. Yeah, he didn't get it. But the important thing about this is, it's always consistency is what wins in the PCL, right? The fact that Twisted T is able to get into the top two out of the 4 games here is saying something. They're doing something that's right? There are teams that have bigger names than them and much more prestigious PUBG careers, I would guess, and PCL careers. And this team is working its way into these positions. It doesn't have as much experience as other teams does. So it's a learning experience for them every time. They're happy to be in second, but they're absolutely ecstatic to win the game, especially against the names that are in this particular lobby. This is not something that you can just come in here and think you're just going to win every game. That's just not how this works. The PCL is a hard place to play, and it's even harder when you're new. New teams find that out fairly quickly, and even old teams that add new players and change the roster up in order to win don't win here, right? You can get all the legends you want, and it's hard to win. We see the mates have a bad 2 games, weren't able to capitalize and weren't able to make it. You saw GT not getting the wins that they're typically used to getting. It happens to teams, and that's what we're seeing today. And we're seeing a team that capitalized on the fact that those other teams went out. So great job for Twisted T today. 7 kills is a lot more than a lot of teams have gotten all day, and they got a 7-kill chicken dinner, which is excellent. It might not have looked the way we're used to seeing when we see the teams that are typically the winners, but when you see a team like this go out there and get one of their first wins in the PCL against the big dogs, that is something to cheer about. So congratulations to you, Twisted T. Way to play.
I thought that it was D that killed who was that, Flexed or nobody? It was actually Gun that got that kill onto LQ and took LQ out. That was actually Gun way in the back. So he did get I think 3 or 4 of those remaining players. So great job from Gun there. And 7-kill dinner is definitely really, really strong. They did get position, but they didn't just, they played off of position as well. Once they had to rotate, they did take the smart route and take that hill, and they played it right. They played it safe, a little bit safer, like I said, than I would have. I would have pushed 4-man onto Laser and taken him out a lot sooner to have control of that entire south side and have control over that top ridge. But they did play their game, and they did win it. So that's awesome for Twisted T. I love to see showcase players playing out. So GG's to that, because CK, AE, some of these bigger names have some rough games today.
Yeah, and you know what? I expect to see these players. This is the great thing about the PCL is, like I said, there's 6 days for you to try to qualify for the top 8, and we'll see how these teams play. But we're gonna end the stream, I guess. That was kind of quick. I forgot it was that quick right there. But everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we will be back tomorrow. around 7 p.m. Make sure you're here. Nick, any closing words you have?
Oh, that's it. I can't wait for tomorrow. GG's everybody that participated. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. We would love to have you back tomorrow. Have a good night.